still spinning for me on Wimkin. Let me know.
It's on. It's good.
Okay, there it is. Good. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. We are very sorry for being late. It was a technical error. Wimkin was struggling, and we already missed one this week, and I was not going to let it happen again. So thank you for your patience. Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. We've got Olivia and I this evening. Amy, unfortunately, because we were so late, I didn't have a chance to get all the cells set up on the screen, and we had to wave off. If Amy wants to come on now, I could probably squeeze her in, baby. But tell her it's a want.
I'll let her know.
What?
I'll let her know.
Why are you laughing?
Because it was like, come on, come off, come on, come off. It was back and forth.
No, we told her one time. Oh, yeah. Anyway, whatever. She'll be fine. So let's, let me get this shared over to the chat room real quick, please. You're listening to Still Point, STIILPOINT. Got a good show for you tonight. 5 blocks. We've got A block, the Helo and the airline crash part 2. We have got, turning this down, B block, new pain drug and FDA approved. Best moments from confirmation in the C block, fake stories on D block, and then F is, if you want me, I'll be on. We always want you, Amy. If you want to come on, it's not too much trouble. Get your butt in here. You got 10 seconds. Overtime random, F block. Should be a good show tonight if Amy gets her butt on and stops being late all the time. We'll be right. What?
Another plane crash just happened.
I know, I heard. We'll cover it.
Oh, my goodness.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show.
That was hot.
Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
It's so funny. Like right when Amy came on, I was like, she's so ugly. Just like
I am.
Totally
It's
fucking
true.
ugly.
It's true.
You and Olivia make me sick. Just ugly
I'm like-
barf. Ugly
I literally, when
chicks.
you're like, come on, I'm like, let me just go throw a little bit of powder on something that's so shiny.
Throw some powder on. Just get a little babe, had some fentanyl. Just
Right,
throw
yeah.
it all over. Folks, it's listen, we're gonna break into A block because massive crash. I have literally done assessment in like 15 seconds. So you're gonna have to bear with me. I think I've got an idea of what happened already, based upon what I just saw. And I think the initial videos are going to be somewhat shocking, and they're going to look like a hypersonic missile. So relax, it's not a hypersonic missile. There's a few things that will balance this out. But welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. Let's start like we always do. We have a goal, and we'll put that up. And we are at 0 of 275. It's last of the month. Liv, can we bump this to?
Sure.
Can we bump this sucker? Because it's gonna be a good show. Can
Okay.
it's the last part of the month. I wanna like really hit our goal. What's a fair goal? Look, Amy, you decide, because you're a fair person. You're a Catholic. You would never lie.
Well,
Give me
we do
give me
have a lot
fair-
of things coming up, so I would say a fair goal would be let's do 325 tonight.
325.
Yeah.
I think we loaded a little bit. That's okay. 325.
That,
Fine.
that's too
325.
high. Is that too high?
No. I think it's too low. But
Oh,
you know,
then let's do 370. I don't know. I don't
let's do-
know. I'm not good with guessing.
let's do 400 tonight. Let's just see what
Ooh.
happens.
Let's do it.
We need to crush it tonight. And after our coverage last night, if anyone hasn't watched the videos that have been released, and we crushed it. Leroy and I just like over the fence. Oh God, shit! This is coming from my heart. I swear. Whoa! I was like over the fence.
All right. It's changed.
400. We'll see. Maybe it's greedy, but you know what? Damn it, we get to be greedy once in a while.
Last day of the month.
Last day of the month. All right, so we got a lot to cover. By the way, if you have not had a chance, 475. Joel says we're gonna do 400. Joel, we're gonna do 400. I think we can do that. Your Constitution. We just sold a couple of these last night. Beautiful inlay. It's 100% provided by Applewood Books and Arcadia Publishing, which is where these go. Is the Smithsonian, and also into Library of Congress. And on the street, you'll see these all everywhere. They're small pocket size, but this is a full size, full leather, full gold inlay, 144 pages. On the back, it's got all the biographers. It's a beautiful, beautiful book of the Constitution of the United States. If you've not had a chance, go pick it up. It's available. We already sold out of our first 15, and we've already had to reload to another 15, so they're available. Second, the new goal is up. We'll see what we do. I've got a good feeling. We'll try. Third thing is the coffee, 4547. You guys remember the 4547 coffee is the new brand. It is out. It's available. It's huge. It's fantastic. It's delicious. And 4547 is officially for sale. We had some shipping issues because I forgot to put it into my profile for shipping. It's now there. And I expect to sell a metric crap ton of those things because people love our coffee, and that stuff is going to be awesome. All right. We're going to shift. Every block is basically going to move down. Oh, I didn't explain it to the ladies. Ladies,
Sir.
Amy, go.
I briefly heard last night on your show, but I didn't get to watch the whole thing. So we're going to do 20-minute segments, right?
Kind of, yeah, that's pretty much it. And Olivia, thank you for the sir thing. We're getting started for the weekend early. So sorry, giddy. So this is how it works. If you take a look at the lower left-hand corner, you're going to see something that pops up that says A block. We have the A, B, C, D, E, F block. It's a 20-minute segment. It keeps us on timer. If we go over, you will see something happen. But at the end of the block, if somebody's talking, we hit a little siren, or we just let them know we're going into overtime, right? So if we're going into overtime, that means we're past our segment. But this is to help people, because when you're going through the video and you're scrubbing and looking for the segments, now you'll be like, oh, it's A block. Look at the notes. Oh, okay, it's right here. So it'll help you scrub through the show a little faster. It seems our show's moving to 2.5 hours a night. It's kind of where we're at right now. But this will help the process. So now that you all know it, there it is. And we're going to start the A block. So we are going to talk about the plane crash, obviously, that just took place, and everybody's flipping out, and I'm getting messages all over the place. The plane that crashed in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, it was a call sign XAUCI, and looking up XAUCI, I found that it's a Bombardier Learjet. It's a 55 registered in Mexico. Something to think about. Just something to think about.
It's
right?
registered in Mexico?
Correct.
What's it doing here?
International flight.
How many people can fit on this plane?
You can fit probably comfortably 16.
So it's like a small.
It's a Learjet.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a picture of it. So maybe a few more than that, but it is a passenger. It's a Learjet. But there's a couple things I will tell you about this immediately, and then we can all talk about it. This is it. You guys, I literally did this in like 2 minutes. So don't bust eyeballs. Plus, I don't know if you know this, but Facebook, we're going viral in Facebook.
What is happening? What did you post that's going up?
Dude, it's the Don't Unfriend Me show. We go viral like every other week now, it seems.
It's gone up.
We
like
had
750 since last night.
We had 22 million last month, and we're already hitting 9 million now. So, and it's the first of the month. All right. So this is the Learjet. It took off at Northeast Philadelphia Airport before losing altitude and crashing by the Roosevelt Mall. Now, I want people to understand, by the Roosevelt Mall and residences is different than hitting the Roosevelt Mall. So let's think about that, okay? The second thing that I will tell you is people are immediately saying to me, Matt, this is an attack. People have been saying that about Pentagon, or not the Pentagon, but the DC Blackhawk event. And I don't believe that was an attack. Bless you, Ames.
Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to debunk a lot of that today, but here is a map of the area. Just to give you an idea, it's not a very high detailed map as far as quality, but this kind of shows you the general area as far as interstates, hills, brushes. It's a pretty sparse area. Here is an overhead map. Once again, this took me 45 seconds to pull up, so I apologize. A lot of this stuff is just off the cuff. Here is the Roosevelt Mall to give you an idea of where it's at, and it's densely populated. So I want to explain something. When you're in a plane and there is an emergency, you're going to try to aim for anything but these houses, whether it's this ball field here or possibly this forest park over to the lower right. But I will tell you that the damage is pretty expansive from what I'm seeing, and it looks like it hit possibly in a residential area. Some photos, and it looks like it center impact would have been in the street.
Wow.
So there's a couple things. Now, I'm doing what I never do. I'm gonna give you on the spot analysis right now. And I want you to understand that I could be incorrect, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I would not say this unless I felt comfortable. I do not believe that this was an attack. I believe this was an accident. I believe it happens all the time. Major airliners do not crash very often. In fact, the last major one is like 2013. And then obviously losing lives on this passenger plane that we just did was different than a malfunction. It was obviously the Blackhawk. But small Learjets and Cessnas and Piper Cubs and helicopters, they crash all the time. All the time. Because FAA restrictions and air mechanics and everything else is a lot different than private jets. Now, a lot of people have the money, but let's be honest. Since COVID, we've seen an increase in private jets and private aircraft crashes because ultimately, we know what happened with COVID. Work restrictions, the inability for preventive type care went by the wayside. Bobby Richardson, thank you.
Thank you, Bobby.
Appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Never stop. Love y'all. Ladies,
Love you.
I've got plenty of stuff for you tonight, but this is an emergency, so I apologize. Yeah. So let's get to this. And I'm going to show you the video that everybody's seeing right now. And then I'm going to show you another one so you can feel a little bit easier. Here's the video. Tell me I put Amy in the window. Ja.
I'm here in spirit.
I got you. 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 Okay, so I'm in the middle. Amy. Queen Olivia.
That damn right.
Whatever. Okay. My own retentiveness is kicking in. Just deal with it. Okay, there we're all good. Okay, so here's the video. Now, there's a couple of things you need to understand. When I look at this, specifically right here, this is a parking structure. I'm going to bet you 1,000,000 to 1 odds that this pilot was trying to hit this area. When I looked at the map, there were only a couple of areas that had open: a baseball field, that parking area, and then that forest area. This is fairly close. I understand this. Is a Learjet coming in at that speed? It's a missile. And watch this, and then we can talk about it. Here it is. It's going to be on the left portion of your screen. Here it is. It just entered.
Okay.
So you've got cloudy conditions, low-lying cloudy conditions, probably 300 feet, 400 feet up in clouds, right? So it's obviously going to be fairly hazy. I haven't checked the weather in Philly, but I know it's been raining here all day.
Jeez.
And you can see it. You can see it entering.
Oh my gosh! Look at how fast it's going.
Well, that's terminal velocity. So that thing is in a free fall, and it is nose down.
Jeez.
No flaps, no resistance, nose down, no flaps. That is going to hit terminal velocity. It was already at terminal velocity the moment it was flying, because it's a plane, and terminal velocity is much different than actual speed of an aircraft, right? Speed of an aircraft can reach anywhere from, a couple 120, 110 miles an hour, 115 miles an hour to 485 to 500 miles an hour, sometimes faster than that, depending upon what altitude you're at and what liner it is. But that's neither here nor there. So this is a Learjet.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
I don't.
Now, everyone's like, that's the explosion. Well, that's the light. And you got to understand these cameras, its aperture is wide open because it's a little bit hazy and dark. So it's going to look, that flash it isn't the size of the explosion. I want people to understand that. But let's watch this in real time. Now that's fast, but it's not that fast. Everyone's saying it's a hypersonic missile. This is not a fucking hypersonic missile, okay? People need to stop. People just don't know what they're talking about. This is a standard fuel explosion. The fuel tanks are wide open on this.
Jeez.
It's a gasoline. It's a JP7, JP5, whatever explosion. And I want you to watch it. Yeah, wait
Really
1 second.
quick.
Wait 1 second. So I just want to finish my thought. So first one comes in, you see a first explosion. Now you're going to see a sympathetic explosion again right after. So that is probably houses and hit their gas lines. So you saw an initial explosion, or it's secondary tank, auxiliary tank on the Learjet. So first tank goes, then second tank goes. More often than not, with that speed, both tanks should have went simultaneously. And that's probably a sympathetic explosion from residents and gas lines. This is not crazy. Couple things. As far as the steam right here, this is a very white smoke. It's very hot, and it's not indicative of a GBU or a laser guided bomb or a hypersonic missile, Tomahawk, whatever. The reason I know this is because I'm an expert at it. That's why. Second, you see the very dark smoke means high intensity burn, but not very hot with initial push. So that means it calmed down very carefully, very quickly. So the best way that I can explain is, if you've ever seen your barbecue go, you get this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well that leaves black residue everywhere. Well, that is a very quick fuel burn that flashes, that leaves carbon in the air. That is indicative of a fuel consumption explosion. Very bright, very hot at first, and cools down immediately and turns to a cool black. One more time just to do this, and then Amy, I'm going to have you go. And then actually, I got another video I'll show you after.
I just have a question about
Amy.
distance, because you're the expert. Yep. I just want to know, what you feel, how close this is from the camera.
Let me get some range. 6 feet there. street city block is in view. So, mile and a quarter guesstimate. Mile,
Yeah, obviously.
and it's a guesstimate because I don't have a lot of depth. But a mile and a quarter would seem, yeah, maybe a little less, maybe 3/4 of a mile. It's not that far. 3/4 of a mile. If I had sound, I could totally tell you, and I could do the math, but I can't. I can't do the math. So, and you can see.
I've had a couple people say that it was a medical flight.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And so it's a medical flight, so you've got OT.
Yeah, yeah. So
You
you
got
have
oxygen
O2,
tanks.
O2. So you have
O2.
oxygen. That also completely syncs with what I'm saying. So there it is. Now let me tell you why this wasn't a purposeful strike, and because I have access to this one that a lot of people didn't see, and I had a friend of mine send this to me. So this is going to give us a clearer picture. Plus, we have sound. I'll tell you how far it is right away. But I want you to watch that this thing has, in my opinion, what I would say is hydraulic failure. And which means that something locked or lost hydraulics, because this thing is in a spiral or engine blew, because it is literally, it's changing. It looks like a Roman candle. Watch.
Oh my gosh.
All right,
That's
so let me
gotta be terrifying. Oh,
yes.
I would have crapped my pants.
So let me explain what's happening here. Okay, so everybody watch close. When it comes through the clouds and it breaks, it looks like it's about a 37 degree, and it's coming down like this. So it almost looks like there is some sort of control, right? But it is coming towards the ground at a very fast speed. Now watch what happens. We're going to see it once again. I have done this all in like 45 seconds, so you have to forgive me doing this in real time. Comes in, and immediately it changes direction. Now watch, I'm going to show you that just like I showed you the other video. You're going to see it's coming in at that 37, and then it changes.
Oh, yeah.
And almost goes 90 degrees nose down, which would lead me to believe that it's no longer under power, because that's what's going to happen. It's going to go nose down. If hydraulics are gone, which means it's a dead stick, you have no rudder control, no wing control, no lift, no drag coefficient, nothing to help you go up or down. She dead sticks and points right to the ground. And 90 degrees. You see this? This is a 90 degree. This is, you are out. Some control. Nope. Control's completely gone. And it literally
It
almost
looks like it circles.
Yeah.
It's doing a curve. And that's exactly what you would see, because nose would go down aerodynamically, and then the back of the aircraft is going to push, because that's where the engines are. So you've got your lift goes, and it immediately goes nose down because of aerodynamics, and then is going to roll over and wobble.
That had to be terrifying for everyone on board.
No, they were all out.
You think so?
Yes.
Think so? I hope so. I pray that they were. Yeah.
You guys have to understand is that this downward speed at this point, they're not in a slipstream. There's resistance. I think at this point, you know what?
Like, what's the G force on that? Like, are they put out from that? I mean, that's
9 to 12 Gs. Because
So, yeah.
what? I don't have the calculation, but I want you to look. It's coming in a full circle. So it is literally like being on a circus ride. You're pushing all that weight and gravity against everyone in that cockpit. They're already going to be not breathing. They're already going to be terrified. No hic technique, no way to control the body. They don't have any pressure suits or G suits. Most people are going to pass out at a 6 to 7 G push. These guys are probably out at this point. And it probably happened really fast, because I'm going to try to find the airport from this to find out how far away it is. But let's watch this in real time.
Yeah, she's still hanging.
They were pretty close to it.
Oh yeah, they're probably 300-400 feet away. Okay.
You can hear
So
it picking up speed. That
Yeah,
sounds like
you
a
can hear it
tornado.
coming in.
That's
I can hear.
terrifying.
Well, that's the Doppler effect. It's not picking up speed. That's actually
Wow.
hearing the engines, because it's now the Doppler effect is taking place. The closer it gets, the more robust the sound is going to be. To me, this looks like hydraulic loss completely. And that's my guess. I don't know why Thomas Griffith is leaving. I'm sorry, Thomas. I am not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to make this uncomfortable. I'm trying to give you the best news I can. And unfortunately, sometimes news is not pretty. I haven't. Thank you.
Frank. Thank you, Frank.
Unfortunately, you didn't beat Bobby.
You
I
didn't.
put him in as they come in.
Thank you,
That's
Frankie.
funny. There's always Monday.
We don't know about anyone else loss of life. A lot of vehicles were damaged. I want to show you something real quick. Oh yeah, this is way too quick. It looks like sorry, I'm trying to find from a map. Yeah, it's a medical. Absolutely, it's a medical jet.
That's so sad.
It's a jet rescue. I want to find the map of where it was at. Here we go. This is what I want. Here we go. Oh, this thing just took off.
Oh, so it lost control right after it took off.
Well, I'm going to break it down for you. So here we go. Let's look at it together. All right. So you're going to see there's two lines here. One is overall your ground speed, and then time of flight. So this represents time. This represents altitude.
What represents? I can't see your pointer on the screen.
I'm so very sorry. Let me fix this. Okay. So this represents altitude, this blue line.
Blue line, okay.
Yellow line represents speed. Here's your knots. So here's 0. Here's 260 knots. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you can see speed is right here. So was holding steady at around 1,250 feet, came up to about 1,700 feet. Airspeed continued to go up, which is nominal, and then immediately lost control. I think I know what this is.
I'm wondering if, since it was a medical flight, if they were on the way to pick up the person, or if they had already picked up the medical emergency and were on the way to another hospital or something.
Well, if you take a look, here's Nazareth Hospital, and runway is right here. So
It could have been like a donation too, like an organ donor. You know, it could have been so many things. Yeah, it's horrible.
But my opinion is that this has a very large possibility of bird strike.
Oh.
So bird strike goes into both engines, immediately loses both engines and loses control. It's off takeoff. So it's one of three things: hydraulic failure, which would create a dead stick environment and essentially stick locks and you get pointed. Now that's possible because the person holds their turn. Any pilot's not going to hold that turn. Hydraulics explains a lot. Can they glide? Yes. And that's what makes me believe it may not be bird strike. It could be a combination of both. At some point, bird strike hits windshield, takes out pilot, engine. It's a large flock of birds, Canadian geese. That has the ability to, like a bowling ball going through that plane. It would take out pilot. It would take out your engines, and then you're dead stick and you're in the ground. There's a lot of things it could be. A terrorist attack? I don't think so. In fact,
so you think birds hit it?
No, I said it could be.
Okay.
I want to be very careful with what I'm saying because I'm not saying it is, but Bird strike during this time of year is very common for smaller aircraft because of Canadian geese. It's at a good altitude for Canadian geese because that's what they fly at. It just depends, but usually anywhere from 1,000 to 2,500 feet is where Canadian honkers and Canadian geese fly. They are flying this time of year, so I don't know what to say. Most of them have went as far south as they were going to go, but they still fly. They still migrate. They still hop and jump to new locations. But it would require, a swallow going through a Learjet engine it's not going to do it. 50 swallows going through that's going to do it. One Canadian geese is going to do it. But this is catastrophic failure, guys. So to finish this, he gets to 1,700 feet, levels off, and immediately nosedives. It's not even a gradual. And so there's no glide slope, which leads me to believe dead stick. Because the only thing I can say is you lose hydraulics. And if he is in this position, he's going to have lift. There is nothing to make that plane go unless hydraulics kick it and bring the wings into an up position and literally just, and the curvature of the plane doing this leads me to believe that he was in a locked position with his flaps. So it can glide, but it was not gliding. This thing literally dropped out of the sky from this position. And I can tell you, there's only a couple things that make something like that happen. And the best way I can to put in perspective for everybody real quick, where they go, oh, and they'll be like, oh, I totally get it, is a missile strike. Surface to air missile hits a plane like that, that plane immediately, and it's not Top Gun where it, no. You get hit by a missile, you lose your overall aerodynamic capability, you strip your wings, and you go right into the earth. And this resembles that. And the only thing that can create that at that altitude is a surface-to-air missile, a collision with another aircraft, which they're not reporting, or bird strike.
Just had one of the dummies send me, according to the FAA, a Learjet 55 departed from Northeast Philadelphia Airport
Right.
en route to Springfield, Branson National Airport, Missouri, with 2 people on board when it went down.
Right.
So thank God it wasn't more, but still.
No, it's horrible.
It was on a medical assignment, so it sounds like it was going to go pick up something or someone.
Jeez.
So I can show you plenty of. So let me just say it one more time. Oh fuck.
What'd you see?
Jay, thank you. Thank you, brother. So I just got a message and got a video, and this is fresh. You guys haven't seen this. I'm checking. Is this clean, dude? Message me. I mean, is this secure source or what source is this? Has this been released? All right, I'm gonna play this. This one's pretty shocking. Hang tight.
Jeez.
That's a video from a car. So it's not a missile. So anyway, it's too big. It's a gas explosion. It's a fuel explosion. Thank you Jay. Thank you for the video, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
A silent partner that you guys don't know who that is, but somebody who takes care of me in a lot of ways. So, that's scary. So that video just came out, and there's going to be more. This is in a resi area. It's going to have a ton of different
There's going to be a lot
angles.
of door cameras
Oh yeah.
and stuff coming out. Guarantee we're going to see a ton of videos.
Here's one other angle, and then we're gonna put this to bed. This one's good. This one's gonna give us a good idea of trajectory, and if she's in a spin, and then we can stop watching. That's so fast.
Yeah.
That's
jeez.
going. This thing.
I didn't even see it come down.
That's because it's 30 frames a second. It's too fast. So it's moving 30 frames a second. So let me do the math real quick. If you guys have any thoughts or comments, let us know. Amy, Olivia.
I mean, I'll just say I feel really, really sad for everyone in the last few days. I mean, what happened here with the Reagan plane, Reagan airport plane, it's really affected a lot of people in our personal community because these children went to our schools and the parents of the children. I mean, it's been hard. So I just, my heart goes out to these people and their families as well. And whoever else is injured or hopefully not worse than that, but it's just a tragedy. And I feel bad for our transportation secretary. I mean, golly, like he just started and this is what happens day 1, day 2. Like that has got to be a nightmare and a pressure
Oh, yeah.
cooker. And
Yeah, we got
it's bad.
It's horrible. I just did the math, and then Liv, you go, is so in order to at 30 frames a second, it's a 58 millisecond capture rate. Something would be needed to moving in excess of 200 to 300 miles an hour, depending upon height. Here we have a height about 75 feet. Doing the math on this, 320 miles an hour is the estimated that this plane would have went into the ground. That is an incredible amount of speed, with a lot of inertia. And listen, if this pilot, assume that they've done this before, and they've done it 100 times before, even in foggy and unclear weather, the fact that this person hit, yes, some resi area, but looks like they tried to go to a place that was, every pilot, doesn't matter who it is, unless they have, they're trying to commit suicide, would ensure that they go into open field or an area where the least amount of casualties will be impacted. That is just kind of flight 101. This leads me to believe once again that hydraulics failed or was complete engine loss, and very well probably wasn't power failure because engines were at full rip. This screams everything of hydraulic loss complete. Because I mean the engines were at full roar. You could hear it. I mean it was wide open because it's on takeoff. And the fact that it went straight down, the only thing I can think of is bird strike. That's the only thing I can think of that would do it. I mean that's, and I'm talking, like I said, Canadian geese, big. It's the only thing I can think of. Livy.
Yeah, we got an email this morning from the school district that I guess several people on the plane yesterday either currently go to LCPS schools or were graduates of LCPS, considering
Weren't or were?
Were. So there were several people on that plane that were part of our school district. Don't know what schools they currently went to or had graduated from, but yeah, I was looking at it, and there was the one that hit me is it was sisters that were 11 and 14, and those are the ages that are Ethan and Hayden, and I'm like, oh gosh. But being as sad as it is, I'm just happy that this crash had nothing to do with air traffic controllers.
Well, we don't know that.
We don't know that.
We don't know anything. We don't know anything yet.
We hope that they're going to find something to blame it on Trump.
Well,
Trump,
listen, this could be aircraft mechanics. This could be this thing could have been out of maintenance. This is an older aircraft. It's not brand new. It's quite old. Listen, there are 100 different variables, but there's only so many ways to bring a plane down like that. That's what I'm trying to say. I told you the 3 ways. I'm racking my brain. Bird strike, surface to air missile, and that ain't it. And overall hydraulic and avionics failure. That's really it. Because if you look at the reporting from air traffic control, the graph that I showed you, the drop rate is ridiculous. There's no glide slope here. It's going up and then it goes straight down. It goes, remember that 37-degree angle? You can see it right there in that blue line. It's literally like this. And then I'm telling you right now, I can just say it. This will be hydraulic and avionics lock. I'm telling you, just because the way that it was curving, the only way to do that is to have the flaps in a locked position. So if they're straight, if you go ahead and you push them down like this, and here's your wing, and they're like this, you're going to have lift. You put it like this, you get drag. You put it like this, you have slipstream going over the wing, and you're stable. You're not going to climb, you're not going to fall based upon airspeed. The only reason to be flying and then go are the reasons I told you. Missile strike, massive bird strike, and catastrophic avionics loss, cabin pressure, all of it. Or avionics locks up and your flaps go like this. Wings here, and air pushes, which pushes you straight down and continues to push you down based upon aerodynamics. That's what I'm seeing. So there's that. Yeah, a Canadian goose is, I'm not kidding you.
They're huge.
It'll go from props to tail and destroy an entire Cessna.
Yeah, they're big and they fly in such big groups, and they are all over right now, everywhere. I'll drive home from work and there's fields, and they're just hundreds in the fields right now. So they're everywhere.
And like I said, one of them hits you, you're done. It can hit a jetliner, but Canadian geese are no joke. Ernest says, Matt, you're right on the nail. I appreciate that. Listen, I'm not an expert at anything, but I read everything and I study, and my brain works in a way where I can make sense of stuff that people. I've just been doing it my whole life. I can't explain it. I don't know how I do it. I just do it, and I see things, and I'm like, okay, I can figure out and see things that other people don't see. There was a video of a robbery that took place at Hollywood Video, and they came in, and I was responsible. It was like 43rd and Bell. God, can you believe this thing going off? I mean, it's just
it's insane.
43rd and Bell guys, a couple guys came in. They were sitting in a vehicle. They were smoking a cigarette, and we got that on video, but we couldn't see license plate. And they came in, threw the cigarette out, and then went into the Hollywood and held them up by shotgun and went in the car and took off. And as I come in, and I wasn't there, I came in and immediately left. I don't know where Olivia was, but got called in and showed up, and we're watching the video, and the police are right there, and they're taking reports and everything else. And the cops are like, no license plate, no identifying features. They're in hoodies. What are we going to do to, just watching? And I'm like, they're smoking, right? Because you can see it X the car, and it's cold. So people are like, well, it's their breath or whatever. And I'm like, I think they're smoking. And I said, and look right there. And I rewound it a couple times, and the cops are watching. I said, that looks like a cigarette, right? Like, yep. I said, can't you get DNA off the cigarette? And then when the guy came out, he walked, and then he stumbled and put his hand on the outside of another car. And I said, you got a handprint right there when that guy went ahead and he got out of the car and put his hand on another car. And the cops look at me, he's like, are you a fucking cop? I said, no, you can just see it in the video. And that was like the second time in like a month that I got a job to go with Denver PD.
I remember the one time where you were in, I don't know if it was for a robbery or not, but
the vagrant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He I don't know why you were there. It was probably another robbery, but the police were there. And I remember you told me that there was like a homeless guy walking, and you thought he had a gun.
Shotgun.
And you told the police, and it turned out to be a turkey leg he had shoved in his pocket.
Yeah, he came in with a parka, and it was Thanksgiving time, and he had a giant turkey leg, but it absolutely looked like the profile of a shotgun. And the cop walked up, he goes, how did you see that? And I said, well, he walked in and it looked like he had a shotgun. He's like, he was armed, but it was a turkey leg. And he's like,
It was armed.
I'm sergeant, whatever. You should come down to the Denver PD and apply. So I've been offered to be a cop like more times than not. I just don't have any desire to do it. Because they have it all. Like, I don't have the temperament. Like, I would shoot someone on my first day, I'm sure. You know, I'd be like, stop running. Stop. I don't have time for this shit. Would you stop? Okay, you know what? All right.
Tina just said she sent you either a picture or a video of the debris field.
Sent me how?
I don't know. I just saw her
Tina,
make a comment.
Did you send me a message? You guys, if you don't have my phone number, go get it from Livy. Hold
I
on.
don't know. She just made a comment and said that she just sent you. I don't know if she said a video or a picture of the debris field.
Yeah, I saw this one. At this point, we got to move, but we will continue to Thomas. Thomas, I'm worried about Thomas Griffiths just because he jumped, you know, and I don't know why, but he sent me a message and it wasn't anything. He was showing me the plane crash. I hope everyone doesn't know anybody. Anyway, let's move on. We got a lot to do tonight, and this obviously had a pretty huge impact on our start. So we will try to keep it going.
Messenger. Tina said it was through Messenger.
All right, I tell her I got it. Tell her thank you. Oh, I got it. Thank you. It's kind of like, you know, where's O'Hara, whatever, from Star Trek, and it's like, you know, Captain goes, or she goes, we're being hailed on the computer, and you know the computer says it's a Romulan aircraft. And ask the computer, you know, what how long until they intercept. Computer, how long do they intercept? And all her job is to relay what the captain said. Well, why didn't the fucking captain just say, "Hey, computer"? Whatever. Okay, sorry, we gotta shift gears. Okay, so a video that showed up today, and I want to touch on this quickly because we did extensive coverage last night of the Potomac River crash, and Leroy and I went pretty deep, and I want to show you a video that came out today that will kind of give you a little bit more of a perspective on what took place as we described it last night. And I will tell you, this is disturbing, but this is the best aircraft. It's going viral on Facebook right now. That's why our Facebook page is literally going off because it's a very good video. Here is... Okay. As we said, from this angle, you can see that the plane is in a slight banking turn. Okay? It's just a slight turn. And that is the turn it's making to line up with runway. The Black Hawk is nose down, which is standard for a helo. And she's opened up and she's moving really good. She is not running dark. And as we said, Leroy and I, specifically myself, I said it looked like a side impact hit and hit the right side of the aircraft, because once the hit happens, it goes into a terminal spin based on inertia. And I saw that from that video way far away. You guys saw that video, and I'm like, it's spinning, and Leroy's looking at it, and a lot of people are like, oh my God, you know what? You're right, it is. Well, this is how I know it was a side impact. So in order to be a side impact, that plane probably didn't see the Black Hawk. I just want to let you know, because this is the best way to describe it. Here is the angle of the wing sweep. Do you see this?
Mm-hmm.
This is at an angle with camera, but horizon is here. This is a flat line horizon, okay? And I want you to understand that this is at an angle. So the video is being taken from this angle, right? And that's probably a camera that's reaching past its boundary of its iframe, because that's what wide angle lenses do. It's 180 degrees and it starts to create bend in the picture if you've seen a wide angle lens. So this thing right here is like this, and this is the level that it is, okay? And this Blackhawk is coming pointed down, but its eye level is straight. This guy's eye level is like this.
I wonder if anyone on the side of the plane saw it coming.
No, it was the belly was exposed. Watch.
Got it.
And it hits it. And if you look, it's right underneath the wing and under the belly. Watch. Okay, here we go. Trying to get it to slow down here. Perfect. There's a light. You see the light to the left of the plane? That's its wing. So watch. He doesn't hit it here. Boom. You have a slight.
What was that? Oh, that was the blinking of the tail.
Yes, that's
Got
the
it.
blinking
Okay.
of the tail. But watch. See that? The light's still there. Then he hits. Blades hit the wing. And he goes right into the underbelly, shears the wing off completely. Wing is gone, and here's the spin I was telling you about that I saw from so far. Look at
Is that the airplane or that was the
Liv,
helicopter?
hold on a second. This is the airplane.
Okay.
Watch this spin. Remember I told you I saw that it was spinning, and I felt that the G-force probably knocked them all out, which it most assuredly probably did. But you can see it spinning. See that? Its wing's gone. So that shows you that it was side impact and it sheared and took off the wing. So when everyone was thinking that it was literally this type of hit, this type of hit, or this type of hit, it was more like, plane like this and came underneath her. Pretty good chance that is why the main airliner did not take evasive action or maneuvers, because seeing those helos are common, because they are constantly going back and forth and sharing airspace. But the issue is that thing was way too high. It's way too high, y'all. That helo is, like I told you, 350, 400. He's in his airspace. This is the problem. Go ahead.
I was going to say, isn't there max altitude for a helo there? 200? Yeah, 200, right? I know
200.
that, and I don't know anything about anything. I just have, that's, I feel like, common knowledge for our area.
Well, we
They only
called
fly
that.
low.
We called that before Donald Trump did. Everybody, I let everyone know the altitude. But this is the video we watched last night, and you could see that we described what was happening, and the fact that we got the spin out of this. You know, it's just paying attention to details. So there is some information here that y'all need to know about that is pretty disturbing. And there was a report that came out that, and this is what pissed me off about liberals sometimes. Hey, babe, don't hang these up anymore, because now I've got fucking I got pimple shoulders.
I see it. Okay.
I'm sitting here going, what the shit?
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I feel like a beatnik.
Really quickly, you fold it like in half, like long ways, and then you just drape it over the hanger. So
Yeah,
it's like
Liv.
a pants. That's how I
Teach
do
my
it.
wife how to do
That's how I-
laundry. No, I'm
That's
kidding.
how I hang
were-
up my shirts. I hang up everything. So
They were damp when they came out of the dryer.
I was just
so.
teasing. It's fine. We can just do it again. So there was a lot of people jumped on this and said, this is what I hate about the right sometimes, is because they're just as bad as the left. They immediately say that this person is a transgender pilot. She is female.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, it's all over, and it's bad.
I did not hear that.
So let me tell you what we know. It was a female. I told you this last night. Like, we crushed it last night. Yet again, the Don't Unfriend Me show crushed. Whenever there's an emergency, you just get on this fucking show. That's it. Female pilot, 500 hours of flight time. I'm not giving you her rank. I know her name. Several people know. Hundreds of people know. The family, well, I don't know her name. I know her rank, which isn't going to be hard to find her name. The family has requested that her name not be released. And the reason why is they don't want death threats. They don't want this crazy fucking internet nutsos, because they're already saying that she's a transgender male and it was a suicide mission. This is not true. Now, they very well may be transgender. It might be, but you have no idea. Everything I know right now, from rank, years of service, I could probably go figure out and give you a list of 10 people. I'm not doing it. The family does not want this name released, and I'm going to respect military brothers and sisters here, and you know it's going to get released. The press is going to leak this. But what it comes down to is you don't know. 500 hours, she was in a training checkoff. They have to have verification. This was a training/operational flight. NVGs or nods or opticals or reticles or whatever you want to call them were on the plane and very well could have been being used. I severely doubt it at this time. As we said last night, there was a plane taking off, and I believe that Black Hawk was checking off the plane taking off and got confused with air traffic control and slid in behind it like they were instructed, and that put them right in the path. They should never have been at that altitude. But this video is the transgender pilot who is real, mind you. And here is his statement.
Interesting morning. This is Joe Ellis. I am a Black Hawk pilot with Virginia Army National Guard. I understand some people have associated me with the crash in DC, and that is false. It is insulting to the families to try to tie this to some sort of political agenda. They don't deserve that. I don't deserve this. And I hope that you all know that I'm alive and well, and this should be sufficient for you all to end all the rumors. I also have a statement. The Department of Defense is responsible for casualty notifications. There were no Virginia National Guard personnel on that Black Hawk that collided with the jetliner Wednesday evening. Thank you.
So I want your opinions, ladies. By the way, Amy, go ahead and give me a sound check.
Testing, testing, testing.
Yeah, you are coming a little hot. Can you turn it down just a little bit, like 1/8 of an inch? I want your opinions on this, and then I've got a statement about this too. And but who wants to go first on this?
I'll go first. I would say good for that person. I mean, coming out and just saying stop it. I'm just dispelling the rumors, and please stop using political agenda for this. And I think it's fine. I've got absolutely no issues with what that person just did.
Okay, Ames.
I totally agree. Just because you don't agree with someone and how they live their lifestyle does not give you the right to come after them and make up completely false rumors that could lead to serious harm to them and their family. That is absolutely disgusting. And it should not be political. There was so many people who have perished in this tragedy. And it's like, why are we making this a political thing? This is absolutely disgusting. Shut my door.
There are very few times where I am ashamed to be on the right, but this is one of them. And it's never about transgender hate. I don't hate transgender people. In fact, I will defend them with my life. And if they want to dress up and they want to be somebody else, that's fine. And I will stand shoulder to shoulder with them and take baseball bats to anyone who tries to harm them. Just like I have done with the LGBTQ community. I have more gay and lesbian friends than I can even begin to tell you, and Olivia will tell you. I've worked with thousands of them. And I love them. I trust them with my children. I trust them with my life. And they are dear friends. I don't care what they do sexually. It's up to them. The problem was keep it away from our children and stop marginalizing women. That was the argument. You can be completely pro human beings and anti stay the fuck away from my kids.
Yep.
In the same sentence. This is just trans hate. This is the definition of hate. You want so bad to turn this into anti-transgender people that you're willing to make up stories and possibly hurt another human being who had nothing to do with this. That shit is embarrassing to our party, but most importantly to what humans are designed to do, and on a completely different plane to our Rumble just crashed.
Oh.
To our God, to Christianity. It is not Christian. So I understand. I have to stop a lot of times and just not. I'll lose people and just let them say what they want. Some people are saying this is HARP and DARPA. Some people are saying it's a remote controlled Black Hawk. You are dishonoring the people who died in this. It is a tragic, tragic event, and as far as we know, with the information that we have, a horrible situation where multiple failures took place. And you want to turn it into something. I am so sick of the stupidity. It makes me sick. I don't want to quit, but there are days that I just never want to do this again because I just feel dirty.
I'm with you. I honestly, was talking to my children earlier today. We were in the car. Was it this morning? I was talking to my son actually, and he was asking about the plane crash, and we had talked a little bit about it, and because he used to play hockey, so he didn't know any of these people personally, but we knew of some of them. We didn't know them personally, but we knew we were in the same rink, and so he's been asking me questions, and he's like, "Is our world just getting worse?" And I'm like, "No, it's actually not." I'm like, "We get news instantly. We're just able to get I wouldn't have heard about the Philadelphia plane crash, honestly, because we don't have our TV on. I wasn't on my phone. Like we were just having dinner, like just doing some crafts and things like that. We're not glued to things. So we wouldn't have heard about it until tomorrow, but we get news instantly. And it does seem like our world's falling apart, and we have all these conspiracy theories, and it's really easy to speculate, especially here in DC, where we have tons of military and tons of foreign leaders. Me?
Big time.
Is that better?
Try
Better.
again. No.
No.
You're really hot. You're coming in like 65%. I don't know why either. Try it now.
How's that?
That's better. Good. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. You were just blowing out speakers.
Turned all the knobs. That's really it. It's just I think there's just so many conspiracies. I think that people are looking for a reason to freak out, and I don't understand that mentality. And it's really easy to go, "Oh my gosh, yeah." Like I heard people are saying "Oh, this Black Hawk didn't take off from a military base; it took off from somewhere else." I don't even know. But people are making up all kinds of things, and it's really scary to think that these people have a voice and they're putting out information as though it's the truth when they're just speculating and they're not clarifying that, and it's driving people to do crazy things. And that is what's scary. And that goes back to this transgender person. You don't have to like their lifestyle, but if they're not personally hurting you, then let them live their life. Like I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't care if you want to live your life as if you want to live your life, just don't come into my bathroom and don't play sports with my daughter, and we're all good.
That's it. And I'm not saying, listen, somebody said, I think it was Amy said, them being transgender and having a mental health issue isn't disqualifying. Yes, it is.
It is, yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't think transgender people should be flying planes. I don't think they should have rifles in the military. I don't think they should be put in any position that is high stress or high volatility or requires snap judgment, because I don't trust what's in their brain anyway. I am not anti-trans. I am anti-hiring someone because they are trans and not because they're the most qualified. That is what everyone says. DEI. This is the new token that if you don't approve of DEI, it means you're anti-black. No, being anti-black means that you're a racist. Yeah. I'm a pragmatist, which means that I'm also a pessimoptimist. I'm not a glass half full or glass half empty. I want to know why the glass is there. So that's the way I see the world. And when I look at it, I don't want a woman who's honestly just had a child to be an air traffic controller.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
We're emotional wrecks right after we have kids.
I don't want a man who's low on testosterone. Yeah, low on testosterone and pushing high estrogen. I don't want a man being responsible for that. So there are certain, but that doesn't mean that people can't do things. It just means that the military is a very selective service for a reason, because we're looking for a few good men. And unfortunately, "You Ain't It" is one of the greatest lines ever in any movie. And we need to be a selective service again. So this whole thing, the air traffic controllers, everyone's saying this isn't about DEI. Listen, it's not true. 1,000 white applicants are suing ATC in several different states because they were not able to get the job. And one of them had perfect test scores. You had an air traffic controller who was doing 2 jobs of 1. I guarantee he was watching another aircraft. He may have been watching the helo, didn't see the approach. There are multiple failures in this. Yes, it is absolutely pilot error. There is no reason that they should have went over the ceiling of 200 feet. Only in emergency are they authorized to go up to 220 to 250. You cannot do that. You're literally going to hit the guy above you. And this is why we need to do these trainings elsewhere. You can do them in Georgia. You can do them in Kings Bay. Okay, you can do them in California. There are plenty of places you can go that you don't need to do it here.
When we lived in California, one of my friends there, her brother was an air traffic controller, and she was telling me that I guess it's such a high stress job.
Yep.
That they are forced to take breaks every hour.
Yep.
They won't let you sit at the controls for more than an hour. I guess the airport that he worked at, they have their own personal masseuse where they get to go and get de-stressed and calm and make sure that they're 100% before they let you go back in the room. I mean, that's how stressful that job is, where they won't let you be there. And if you can imagine that if you're not all there, if you're just a hire because you're needing to fill a quota and you're really not meant to do that job, can you imagine someone doing that? I mean, you've got to be top notch to be able to do that job. And if you're not 100%, you're not going to be able to do it.
It's I think it's really difficult to become one. Even like I think the training is not necessarily that difficult from what I heard, but I hear it's very hard to become one because they do so many mental checks on you. It's like most people fail, and that's why they're short staffed. They don't have enough air traffic controllers because there's just not enough people who can actually handle it. I couldn't. I'd be like, you know what, y'all, you can
Peace
everyone
out.
sit down for a second. Everyone sit down for a second.
Amy,
Although people say my job is freaking stressful being around toddlers all day.
Amy Stamcombe, can you call in? Stamcombe, call me on the phone real quick.
And then, Liv, did you see Kat asked you a question about her donation? No. She was asking if it came.
No, and I haven't seen anything
I'm looking it up
through yet.
Kat says, Olivia, did my donation come through?
I haven't seen anything. I'm checking the mail right now, and I haven't seen anything come through yet. It's checking. No new messages that I have seen.
I see there's an order.
That's it.
For the 4547 coffee, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah, I haven't
kind
seen
of feel
anything.
Bad we asked for more tonight. I just was trying to end the month. Amy Stamcombe, are you there? Tina, are you there? Sorry, guys, I'm getting communication. Can one of you guys sound off, please, ladies? Because I'm going to go get on the phone with Thomas. He's one of our. I try not to misread this, and I don't want to air laundry, but this was an. It was
because of the tariffs. That's what I read earlier on. That's why I didn't bring it up again.
Someone said Canadian, right?
Okay, because I thought it was about donating to the show.
Oh.
Because in there, I thought he said something about donations, and I'm like, oh my God, don't give to us. Don't you don't have to. You stay here. Do you need money back? I mean, these tariffs. I'm telling you, I don't expect. I really hope it doesn't go through. I really hope Trump realizes what he's doing. But I feel bad for Thomas, and I love him like a brother. So I just want to make sure he's okay. So I'm waiting.
Tina's here. You just said
another plane crash. Pray for the first responders and victims. Wait, another one? Oh, okay, that was earlier. Hold on. Because I know Tina was talking to him. Okay, can you guys just make sure Thomas is okay? Does it have to do with the show? Did we do something?
Tariffs.
Oh, he can't donate because he doesn't need to donate. Get his ass back on here. You tell him to get his Canadian Canuck ass back on. I'll call him. I'll call him right here with everyone listening. I don't give a shit. What's up?
Just so you know, JT Miller went to New York.
What a waste. He ain't going to do shit in New York.
Just so
The
you
Dumb
know.
Store
It
is
popped up.
veteran-owned with a 5-star diamond rating for service and satisfaction. We offer quality products like coffee, shirts, hoodies, and hats, all made by veterans. Shop with confidence, backed by hundreds of 5-star reviews. Use code DUMB10 to save 10%. Visit thedumbshow.com today. Thank you for your support.
All right.
That's the Rangers, not the Islanders. But just so you know.
Like anyone would say New York unless they meant the Rangers. The Isle is like poor New Jersey.
Poor New Jersey.
Of course, JT Miller. What did they give up for him?
They gave up
Did they give him Rempe?
Philip Scheidel and Victor Mancini and a draft pick.
What draft pick? That's a very big. That's a very important part.
I gotta go into
They
it.
gave him a second. Watch. They didn't give him a first. They gave him a second. Mancini's good.
Protected 2025 first round pick.
They got hosed. They got JT Miller's going to cancer that room. It's going to be like Canada hockey. Sorry. Thomas is back. Good, Thomas. Don't you ever leave this show again. Ever.
You are not allowed.
It's bullshit, dude. Bullshit.
We appreciate the donations, but it is not necessary, and we appreciate anyone who gives to the show. But that's not why we want you here. We don't want you here to give us money. We want you here.
No,
because
we want you here to make fun of your hockey teams. So let's get going. We're in B block now. These are the best highlights so far of the 3 confirmation hearings, and I want to get you ladies. There's a lot for you to comment on here. Let's go into this, and I'm glad we can do this. We were hijacked for the first part of the show, but that's okay. It's Friday night. We'll stay late.
You said we're going to come out.
I'm going to make.
Here is RFK, minute and 12. These are the top 3 highlights of the hearing so far. Enjoy, and then I'd like to get opinions.
America healthier than other countries in the world right now.
Will you guarantee do what every other major country does? That's a simple question.
And by the way, Bernie, the problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies; it's in Congress too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh,
protecting their interests.
Oh, I thought that would come. No. I ran for president like you. I got millions and millions of countries.
Hey, watch that Nazi salute there, Bernie. Stop that Heil Hitler there, Bern. I'm screenshotting this shit right now. Here we go. I'm screenshotting this. Sieg Heil from Bernie.
Contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from workers.
In 2020, you were the single largest
because I had
receiver of pharmaceutical money.
Contributions from workers all over this country. Workers,
you were the
not a nickel from corporate PACs.
You were the single largest.
The old socialist prick is really upset.
I was going to say, he's showing his colors by getting this upset. Like, he just looks like a jerk. And you can just see, like, if you're truly feeling like you're in the right here, which clearly he is not, you wouldn't be freaking out. You would say no, and you would move on to your next fake question. But
yeah, he's
feeling
the burn.
All I can see right now is that knit mittens in the hat and his coat, his parka. That's all. Every time I see him, that's all I see him.
All I can see are the 2 Muppets guys. You know, the guys they always had in Washington with a big nose. And hair. Yeah, that's what he looks like.
Pharmaceutical dollars.
No, from workers in
1.5 million.
Yeah, out of 200 million. All right, but you have not answered.
Wow, Crush City.
After the people in
Sarah Kelly,
the media who
can I just say that Cash Patel
about American citizens
is really starting. I'm starting to fall in love with Cash Patel, and I think Cash Patel is going to get confirmed. Like I think that he has the best chance. I think Tulsi Gabbard's toast, and good. I'm sorry, good. I I told you guys how I feel about Tulsi Gabbard. She's a nice lady. She's pretty. Great. Great service, military. 5 years, you do the Dave Rubin thing. You go prove to us you're conservative. You show us, and you go stump for anti-abortion. You go stump for gun rights. You go stump for cashless bail to be implemented. You go stump for all of the things, anti-minimum, raising minimum wage. You go do that for 4 or 5 years on a show. I will then love you like I love Dave Rubin. Until then, I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. Here's Klobuchar. Watch this.
Help Joe Biden rig the elections. We're going to come after you, whether it's criminally or civilly. Is that something you said?
That's a partial statement of what I said.
Steve Bannon's podcast. You also said you would put the entire fake news mafia press corps on your list. Is that correct? Is that what you said?
I don't have that in front of me.
Benny Johnson's podcast, 8/21/23.
Should have come on my podcast, Cash, and I would have treated you fairly, and I would have made sure you didn't say something dumb.
You have said that the FBI, including today, you said that they remain utterly corrupt. This is an agency with agents who have taken down terrorists, taken down bank robbers, taken down crime. And you wrote that the FBI has become so thoroughly compromised that it will remain a threat to the people unless drastic measures are taken. Do you know that under Chris Wray's leadership, he took over at a very difficult time, we all know that, appointed by President Trump, that during his tenure, the applications to the FBI has in fact tripled? Do you think people would be applying to that agency like in those numbers if they thought it was so corrupt?
The American public's trust in it is at 40%. That's an all-time low.
Did you say that the FBI headquarters should be shut down and reopened as a museum of the deep state?
Mr. Chairman, are we allowed to go an extra time?
Let's see, you get a second.
See, this is exactly, I'm swearing fealty to this guy.
Yeah, I like him too.
This is exactly how I would treat them. You notice how he says senator, unless they call President Trump Donald Trump or Trump. The moment they say Trump, he calls them by their first name. The guy, he plays the game. And I'll show you another one where he goes over and says 2 minutes to her in just a second. Folks, I'm not nervous, but I'm a little nervous. We're at 63, 62. There's a little bit. Okay. Whew. JD Stillwell coming in. Thank you, buddy. Great coverage as always. I was getting a little worried. I'm not going to lie. This guy, Liv, reset the goal. All right. Here's Kash Patel and the rest of this is great. Watch this.
Around. Before I call on Senator Lee.
Could he just answer the question if he said that the FBI headquarters where they investigate cybercrime and terrorism should be shut down and opened as a deep state?
Hey, Mr. Chair.
As a museum. Did he say that the headquarters should be shut down?
Mr. Chair.
I deserve an answer to that question. He is asking to be head of the FBI, and he said that their headquarters should be shut down.
Mr. Chair, parliamentary inquiry.
You got anything you want to say, Mr. Patel, before I go on to Senator Lee?
Simply this. If the best attacks on me are going to be false accusations and grotesque mischaracterizations, the only thing this body is doing is defeating the credibility of the men and women at the FBI. I stood with them here in this country. In every theater of war we have, I was on the ground in service of this nation. And any accusations leveled against me that I would somehow put political bias before the Constitution are grotesquely unfair. And I will have you reminded that I have been endorsed by over 300,000 law enforcement officers to become the next director of the FBI. Let's ask them.
Mr. Chairman, I am quoting his own words from September of 2024. It is his own words. It is not some conspiracy. It is what Mr. Patel actually said himself. Facts matter.
You forget that you had 3 minutes in the next round to say what you just said.
Oh, look at that face. It's my mother.
She sounded like she was going to cry. Didn't you hear her voice got shaky at the end?
Well, I want you to...
They're so mad.
They are very upset.
Lois? Thank you, Lois.
Lois, thank you. You are so awesome. Appreciate it. So I got to refresh this because this happened earlier. And this is why, like I said, fealty. I was hard on Kash Patel, what he said about the clearances. And I thought that he was giving Donald Trump bad advice. And he was. But I very much appreciate
snippets of information.
What he's doing now. Here is this. Watch this.
The rest of the interview. This is why snippets of information are often misleading and detrimental to this committee's advice and consent
Well,
process.
if you consent, I would love to have 5 hours of questions, and then I could read the whole transcripts.
You've got 2 minutes.
Wow.
So when people sit here and say this is always Kash Patel, it's not. I think Kash is and I don't know him personally. I think he is so disillusioned with how bad, and I know I am, and I know Leroy also is, with intelligence in this country. We are embarrassed. Our intelligence apparatus could be the best in the world, but it has failed on an abysmal scale in every facet possible. This is fairly new for this body of senators and legislators, is because nobody talks to them that way. But the thing I've always tried to say is, you work for me. I'm not going to, you have no power. You can subpoena me. You can go ahead and recommend me to be arrested through the Capitol Police, but you have no power. You're not the executive branch. You cannot enforce any of these things that you're telling me. You have to go ahead and go to the Department of Justice or Capitol Police. You can't even write me a fucking parking ticket. I am demonstrating good faith and respect based upon my respect for this country. But I don't answer to you. And unless this is a budget hearing, I certainly don't answer to you. I answer to the President of the United States. More moolah for you. Is she new?
No, she's donated before.
Catherine Sidman. Thank you, Catherine. That's Mo Moolah for you. Anyway, anyone else on Kash Patel? Because I want to play the other one, but I'm pretty. It is a very new. Someone said new style lots of laughs, and I don't know about me, but it is a new style. Nobody talks to them like this.
That's good. Honestly, someone needs to put them in their place. To be completely honest, they're up on a high pedestal and they think they can't be touched. They think they're all that.
Yeah,
and they're not.
And he does it in a way
they think they're untouchable.
Yeah, it's just completely like, listen, you don't impress me. It's like Shania Twain. You don't impress me much.
You don't impress me
much. Hey, Olivia, Amy, and Matt, I wonder if the future of air traffic control would be an area of AI becomes an issue with regard to less individuals employed in occupation. So, folks, here's the thing. Richard, it's a really good question. It's not like AI hasn't been around. But the way artificial intelligence was classified over the last 25, 30 years is there's a difference between artificial intelligence and automation. And air traffic controllers have an extremely automated system, warning systems that will tell them when, impending collisions and certain altitude approaches are all done by computer generated. So automation and AI are different. With AI, you're taking the human element out of flight, and I don't like that at all. I think I think we should work on public transportation in this country. And I think we should probably cut flights by about 25%. And I think we need to become and catch up with the rest of the world for public transportation. I'll tell you why. Because if you understood how many flights are in the air at any given time, 3,200 flights at any given point across the United States, if I told you that over 50% of those were for 1 hour flights or less, would you be shocked?
No.
So honestly, you can get on a train and get to that place in 3 hours versus having to wait an hour for your plane, get on your plane, board, fly for an hour, taxi, come back down, then get your bags. Is a 3 and 4 hour experience when public transportation would solve that problem.
Yeah.
I believe that there are great opportunities for our country to enhance our options for transportation. It's and it's not a mandatory cut of flights. It's simply people will choose to do what's cheaper, what's simply effective. But the amount of flights that we have right now and the way that they work and how much money we waste and the stress we put on people, if we could just have some viable public transportation in this country, whether it be buses or whether it be light rails or whether it be subways or whether it be above ground trains, whatever it would be, there are options that we're not giving people, and that is a huge drawback. Amy disagrees, I think, but go ahead.
No, I don't disagree with you, but I personally, I mean, I feel like we fly a lot. We don't fly like for our jobs a lot or anything. We do travel by car quite a bit. I would love to have a great transportation system locally. Like the state of Virginia is pretty big and we work a lot of it. So that would be wonderful.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm not going to drive to Florida. That's a 2-hour flight, and we go there a lot as well. My family is there. So
Sure.
I
That's not an hour. That's not
yeah,
an hour
no,
though.
it's not. But yeah, I mean, a lot of times when I mean, we have 3 major airports within an
Right.
hour drive of our
Right.
home.
Right.
However, sometimes you have to drive to that airport and then take an hour flight to New York to get on a plane to go overseas or wherever. Like you can't fly everywhere from where we are. So
Sure.
it's just I don't know. I don't know. I like the
Well,
short flights. I'm lazy. I do enjoy the short flights.
that's
I
fine.
like
Then
the
you're
small
one of the
airports.
people that can go ahead and pay a premium for it.
And I do because I fly out of the little
Right.
airports, so
Right.
it's fine.
And
But
we all do. I do
yeah,
hour-long flights when I travel. I'm
yeah,
not saying that, I didn't say ban them. I said
yeah,
you could reduce
yeah. But they're
25% of these
cheaper,
flights.
like
Huh?
$46. Like we have friends that moved to the Carolinas and we miss them, and it's like $46 to go from here. And it's an hour flight. It's an hour and 15 minutes or whatever. It's like, yeah, like
Right.
we're gonna pay the $46 all day long because it's a quick flight.
Yeah,
And
I don't
yeah,
disagree with that.
sorry.
My point is that you would reduce flights by
Yeah,
25% by having options. That's what I'm
I think
saying.
yeah, no,
I
I agree
wouldn't
with you.
drive. Fuck that. I don't want to drive. I'll fly. I'm just saying there should be options for people who don't want to pay,
Right.
because 1 hour, like I said, Florida, that doesn't make any sense. We're not going to drive to Florida.
Yeah.
We're thinking about going down to Florida after the shoot, and we're not driving. I'm going to fly, but that's not an hour.
Um,
But I would drive to New York versus
Yeah.
fly. I don't want to deal with that shit. Go ahead, baby.
so someone on Rumble just said a flight from where I used to live in Ohio to where I live now in Virginia is about a 55-minute flight. A train ride is 22 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once again, I am not comparing that to that. What I'm saying is options. Okay? Options. That's what I'm saying. Because if I could take a train in Virginia to DC, which I've done, it is very, very quick and I beat the traffic. I would rather be on a train for an hour and 30 minutes than be in traffic for 2 hours. I'm sorry. That's an option for me. But when you don't have options and all you can do is fly, you're putting people in positions where it's going to overburden the system. Half of these flights are empty, guys. Half of these flights have 6 people in it, and it sits 300. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They sell these, and then they overbook the flights because they're trying to maximize their dollars. How about we just make it better?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Remember when we used to exit the plane from the back and the front, and it would take 5 minutes. Now it takes 45. How about we just make it better?
We should have my mom call in.
How about we make it better? I mean, everyone's just so resistant. I'm not saying limit options. I'm saying expand options.
Yeah, my mom is a flight attendant and she's been doing it for almost 25 years or 20 years. And she says that she flies the smaller one. The plane that was in the crash last night, that is the airplane she used to fly on. So she flies a little bit bigger now. But she says there's so many times where their flight is not sold out. So they drop the flight
Yep.
and push it
Yep.
and then push those passengers to the next one. And then they've oversold that flight. So now you got half the passengers on the next flight and then it just messes with the rest of the day. And she lives in Albuquerque, but her base is in Denver. So she always has to fly from Albuquerque to Denver to get to work. And there's so many times where she can't get on
Yeah.
because they overbook those flights or something like that. It's just, I know she's ready to be done.
we took the bullet train in Tokyo, and we could get from Roppongi Station to Tokyo in I don't know, minutes. And if you took a cab, it'd take you 30, 45 minutes. So it's not that trains are slow, because they are, and it's not that buses are slow, because they are. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if you put a bullet train and a high-speed light rail in these places, and you have multiple options, one, to do more congested stops, which is city traffic, small distances, but you have long distances that instead of driving across Kansas, which will take you 8-9 hours, you can take a bullet train across it in an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Options. But you would need to have multiple train units going at different speeds in different intervals. It would take a lot of money. But I'm telling you, automobiles are not going to be the answer in the future. We have got to come up with multiple, just like we need multiple versions for insurance. We need multiple forms of travel in the United States that stops relying so much on air travel, because it is a time suck and a money suck, and it is a manipulative practice, from checking bags to getting a $12 thing of vodka. It is literally a hospital in the fucking air. They do nothing. Hold on, let me finish my thought. It is a hospital in the air. They fuck you for a bag of peanuts, $20 for a freaking sandwich.
Yeah.
They literally should be wearing white outfits and have an anal cavity search every few minutes just to remind you that they're like a hospital. They're scum-sucking douchebags. All right, go ahead.
Or
babe.
you got the passengers who know their bag is too big, but didn't feel like paying for the frickin' fee.
Swear to God.
So they wait to get on there, and they're like, oh, your bag won't fit in the overhead bin. So what they do is the flight attendants have to take it back up. It gets taken down. They're the first bags put on. And because they didn't check their bag, it's not going to go to baggage claim. So they get to wait for their bags. They come up and then off they go. And they didn't have to pay the frickin' fee. Oh, that pisses me off.
Amy, go ahead.
When they do that.
You've been trying to say something too.
I was just gonna say I've never driven anywhere in a car in Germany, but I feel like their transportation system as a whole is wonderful. Their bus system is amazing. Their trains are amazing, and even their flights, because you can take a flight from it's like $12 or 12 years. I mean, it used to be. I don't know what it is today because that was 100 years ago. But it is more effective, more efficient, and I took trains everywhere there. And Europe as a whole was pretty good from my experience, but I feel like Germany was just so streamlined when I was there, and it was just amazing. And you could go anywhere; it was cheap. Quick tip: your mom can probably attest to this, Olivia. If you treat your flight attendants well, they will also treat you well, and you may not be charged for everything. I genuinely believe in, we always gift them something, whether it's cookies or chocolate, or just we do some facial masks sometimes, just different things. We do treat our flight attendants well when we travel. Always. And then
okay, I guess it's time to move on.
No, it's just a warning. It just lets everyone know we're over on time on the B block. Go ahead.
Since you showed your firearm, if you're traveling with a firearm, and you have to, by law, go right to the first gate attendant, and they have to then escort you through security, and you get right through everything really quickly.
Yes, that is the truth. Real quick, somebody said high-speed rails you can't have in cities. That's not true. They're in Tokyo. They're in Shanghai. I've been to both. I've been on both. Eurostars in London and Europe. I've been to both. So that's not true. They're in cities. The problem is the frequent stops. So you wouldn't use a high-speed rail on frequent stops. You could use light rail or a standard train. That is what I said. We need options. On the outskirts, every major metropolis, every major city has nothing but rural area around it. Every one of them. And you could put a light rail, high-speed rail on those areas to travel from interstate or from city to city. That's what I'm talking about. We need options. But the days of traveling across the country on a train is like literally bamboo shoots up the fingernails. If you could have an option to go from Los Angeles to New York on a train in 18, 19, 20 hours, I think there are people who may consider to do that versus flying, because when you hold on, I know you want to go. I'm almost done. When you want to fly, you're going to go ahead and do a 6-hour flight with time change. You're going to do an hour on in the airport, an hour on, and then wherever you're going to be. It's going to be an 8 to 10 hour experience anyway.
Should ask the kids how their flight was
Are there
from
people who
California.
want to go ahead and do an 18-hour flight? I'm sure there are people who want to do that. Ashley, thank you. Go ahead, Amy. I know you got something to say.
Yes. First of all, thank you, Ashley.
We love you too.
Two, there are issues with public transportation coming into the rural areas. Look at what's happening where we live currently. And they brought the train system out further to the rural part of our area, and there's a ton of crime now. That's one thing. It's a safety problem, I think, for a lot of people. I would never personally want to live close to that. Property taxes have gone up. They tax those people who live within a mile of the transportation systems. So you're actually paying a lot of money for these transportation systems to come to your area, and you're getting more crime with it most of the time.
Okay, that's not true in Japan at all. That is a complete fallacy.
Here in the U.S., not in Japan.
Well, then maybe we need to go ahead and follow the Japanese model. They're also really good at not allowing their homes to catch on fire. So maybe the United States needs to stop being so fucking arrogant and realize other countries do have good ideas, and it doesn't mean it's socialism just because we want to have public transportation. That's my point. So it's always, oh, well, here's why we can't do it versus why we can. I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm saying that's what's being said. People are going to say also, oh, it's noise pollution and it pollutes the environment. I just want to have a simple way to get on a fucking train without having to deal with planes. I can't. Once you've jumped out of a plane, you never, ever want to go into civvy planes again. I'm just letting you know. Once you have that parachute on your back, you never, ever rest easy. I don't think I've ever slept on a plane in my life since the military. I don't like flying. I hate flying. I would much rather get on a train and spend double the time than not. And I understand there are hiccups. I understand there are problems. I get all that. I understand the cost. But there was a time where rail transportation was one of the most accommodating and fast ways to get across the country. I think we could probably advance it from a 75 mile an hour experience to getting that thing up to 225 to 230 miles an hour and be completely safe with today's technology, because Japan has done it, Europe has done it. We should do it too. That's
Did you
my
thank
opinion.
Ashley for her donation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, I did.
Okay, just making sure.
At least you didn't yell at me tonight like you did last night. Okay. Overtime. Boom. We're done. Oh no, sugar. Well, you guys saw the Tulsi Gabbard video last night. Tulsi Gabbard's not going to get confirmed anyway, so I'm just letting you guys know. Don't get sad. Don't get sad. Amy, why do you hate public transportation? No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
I won't. Yes, I won't. So.
Here's a video. I've got a view on this. Everyone's got a view on this, and ladies, I can't wait to get your view on this. I hope I don't get clipped for this song. Listen to this. By the way, Japan is awesome, and its public transportation system is effing incredible. Yeah. All right, so watch this. Tell me what you think. First of all, this is so fake, right?
I was going to say, these are always fake.
It's so fucking fake, right? This is so produced, right? Oh my God, a black disabled person. Can we make her a lesbian too and really get the trifecta?
That elevator right behind her.
Look at these white Karens. Excuse me, move it over, Blackie. Yeah. Come on. Looks like she needs help.
I was going to say, I don't let her help me.
I know.
It's like a disaster. I love her. I love her, but like, no.
And know the doctor from Grey's Anatomy had a child. Which one is that? What's her name?
I don't know.
The black Grey's Anatomy. The
Bailey.
Bailey. I didn't know Bailey had a kid. She looks just like her. I think the kid's faking. Thank God we have a guitar.
It looks just like our mall.
Yeah, well, it has an elevator, which is literally right next to it.
Why don't you take the elevator?
Go ahead, Liv. Your thoughts on this video, first of all.
Oh, why don't they just take the elevator?
Okay, right.
That's my thought.
That's
I'm
fair.
like, it's a public place. It's a mall. There are elevators usually right next to those escalators. I mean, that's just,
hold on, Aim.
To be honest, you're just begging for freaking attention right there if you're not going to take the elevator. Just
take the elevator.
Take the freaking elevator.
Amy, your thoughts. By the way, you're on the old system, so your mic, there's a little bit of cutout. So we're trying. I know It's just the video and the other one sucks. So go ahead.
So yes, I think I said like that elevator. I think it looks like our mall. It's so similar. The elevators look like they're right behind her.
Yep.
Why are you going to subject your child to this? The child, this is not, I mean, it's not real. They make these videos all the time. Half the time you can see the person mic'd up, like they're trying to hide it or something because they do like an interview. It's not
Right.
real. It's not real. And then why are they hugging at the end? I don't know you. I'm happy to help somebody. I'm not giving you a hug after I help you. I'm happy to help you with something. I'm not going to hug you if I don't know you. It's all
All right.
staged. It's all horrible.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. That's not really what I wanted to get to, but all valid points. If we're going to go ahead and focus on the aesthetics, shit. Thanks, Liv.
Thank you.
Like, I'm not trying to deal with this. Happy Friday, Christina.
Sorry, I thought you were done with the video.
Parkansky. It's not done. No, I didn't get to go. Parkansky, thank you, ma'am. Make sure to ask if I said thank you, because I did. Christina Parkansky, thank you. Okay. Also, here's how you know it's fake. He knows how to collapse the wheelchair in a New York second, right? There's not even any, like, I would be like, hold on a second, let me get my glasses on. All right, let's look underneath here. Is there something I got to pull? What the fuck? Here, watch this. Just no hesitancy. Boop. Okay, we're ready to go. Let's go.
Also,
it's my turn.
Sorry.
It's my turn.
Sorry.
Go.
Also, what kind
Go ahead. Sorry, I won't do it again.
You done?
No.
You sure? Okay. See this? Could be future for tomorrow morning.
Ew. Blue ball?
Yeah.
I've got two of them. If first of all, if it's that large and that blue, and I've only got one of them, there is a serious problem. Go ahead.
What a scumbag the person holding the cameras is to sit there and video it and not freaking help.
Right.
Really?
It's like stock. So we know it's fake, but here's the thing. It's the whole conversation. Not a chance in hell am I touching anything related to a child or a wheelchair or an African-American person unless there is a serious threat. First of all, you're not supposed to go down an escalator with a wheelchair or a shopping cart or anything else. I tried to help a child falling and literally falling back on concrete slab that was in a fucking chair, rocking back and forth, and this lady wanted to fight me. And we had to call the cops, this nut job. I am like, my nickname at Apple was Captain America because I would always do things that, like, you know, the right thing. Or they're standing for the national anthem, or if someone was in distress, always running after them. If someone would fall or trip, I'd always try to help them out or give them my coat. And that was just kind of the stupid nickname I got. But I always am like jump into the fray. Jumped into a place that was on fire. I've rescued women who are getting the shit kicked out of them by a guy. I'm always involved. I've always had that mentality. I don't want to help anyone anymore because I'm afraid I'll get Daniel Penny?
Yeah.
Daniel Pennied. I have noted, I'm a white guy with tattoos who's ex-military. I am a target. I am a racist, Nazi, homophobic, racist, sexist, deplorable human being. Ageist. I don't want to help anybody. And they've literally beat it out of me. So I don't want to be chivalrous anymore. I'm afraid to be chivalrous. I don't want to open the door for people. And they look at me, oh, you male cock oppressor. And I'm like, what? I just opened the door for you. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I just had a really bad thought. It's horrible. But would have made that video so much better as if the dude coming up to help instead of helping just tip the kid over on the escalator. Just tip the wheelchair up and the kid just goes, there you go. Now he's down. Sorry, that was really morbid and horrible.
Or he's just like, I'll take it. I'll take you. And he goes,
it's horrible, morbid. I'm so sorry. But that's funny.
Anything else on this? Because we'll make up some time here. Can you be nice anymore? Can you put yourself out there and actually try to help people? Or are you just opening yourself up for derision and cynicism and getting canceled?
It just really depends. And it's scary to know what type of person you're trying to help. Are you trying to help a person that is going to, like the lady in the diner, is going to freak out on you And
Yeah.
or you helping a person that's going to be really thankful and be like, hey, thank you so much, appreciate it, I really needed that. It's really hard to tell what type of person you're trying to help.
Yeah.
And for that reason, it's really scary to even want to step in.
Joel, have a great weekend. Have a great night. Thanks, buddy. We appreciate you, Mr. Joel Reeder. Amy, you're a Catholic.
Yes. So we just pretend we don't see it.
Right.
No, I'm kidding.
That's my point. You wouldn't even see her because she's black. So
Yeah.
no, I'm kidding. So
No.
little humor. It's okay. We've done worse.
I'll give you a for instance.
Yeah,
This
give me a
morning-
for instance. Help
This
me.
morning, I'm going to the doctor with my son because he has allergy shots every couple weeks. So we're going to the doctor, and he knows to hold the door, not just for me and his sister, but for like any woman or anyone who's elderly or anyone who's, he should just hold the door for anyone. This child holds the door for me. So I go in, and then there's ladies coming out who's pregnant. So I stop to let her go, and he starts walking in, and I'm like, oh, heck no. And I start scolding him right then and there. But she's like, it's okay, it's okay. I'm like, no. So it's like I'm training my child. Like there are certain things you are chivalrous. It's okay to hold a door, but sorry, I'm like reading. I can't read and talk. I don't have that gene.
It's totally fine.
But I will say this, I do help people if they genuinely like need help. Am I going to pull over on the side of the road to help somebody? No, I won't. I will call for help for you if you need it. I'm a woman. I'm not stupid. So I do assess things quickly before I offer to help somebody. Yeah.
It's just, we've got to find our humanity, but it's not that I don't trust my capabilities. It's that I don't trust you.
Right.
Exactly. That's really what it comes down to. I don't trust like, I can still carry, but I've told people ask me all the time, if you were to a robbery, would you get involved? No, I would go home.
Right.
If I was in a car and a place was getting robbed, I would call the cops and go in reverse and leave. Well, you have a gun. Why wouldn't you engage? Because it's not designed for that.
Right.
If I'm in a movie theater and someone comes in shooting, am I going to engage the shooter? Hell yeah, I'm going to put him down. But am I going to sit there and go crawl other theaters if there's more than one guy? No, I'm going to get the fuck out of there. I'm not going to fire a shot if I can just get my family out of there. If I can get us out there and we're close to an emergency accident, I'm just like, okay, live and hate and Ethan. Okay, bye. I'm leaving. You had a gun. Couldn't you have done something? Yes, I'm going to get my family safe, get them in the car, have them on the road to go home, and then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to kill that motherfucker. But I'm not going to not until my family's safe am I going to go and put myself in jeopardy. It's not about being a hero. It's just in today's day and age, I'm sorry, but it's caveat emptor. Buyer beware on everything. And you've got to, I hate to say, you got to worry about yourself. And it's just crazy. So that's why those videos are so like.
I can understand why people make them as corny as they are.
Oh,
it's to let people know, to put it in people's ear that it is good to help people.
No, it's not.
But
no, it's not. It's dangerous. It's dangerous and it's completely unnecessary. Sorry. I disagree. I think people are more dangerous than whatever the danger they're in. I think people are horrible.
I agree with you. I think it's case by case. You have to assess. If it's like an elderly woman who needs help getting up the stairs, I'm going to help her. I'm pretty sure I can take that lady. But
sure,
if it's a man, like
I'm gonna break your hip, Grandma.
Yeah, give me that cane. Like I'm going to help. Like I just like old people a lot. I just love them. So if it's an old person, like I will help you probably no matter what because I love old people. But if it's a man, I'm not helping you at all. Like, at all. I probably won't even get help for you because I'm just thinking you're scamming people. So sorry. But as a woman, I'm just not going to.
It's just, I can tell you times I've pulled over for people on the side of the road. I won't do that anymore. I can, I can see people who are, they'll turn on you.
Yeah.
And I just think we've become toxic and just so damn angry that it's not worth the risk. And that sucks because I'll hold, my son and we hold the door open for everybody and we won't move. And people are like, no, go ahead. I'm like, listen, dude, you're not going to win. So just go. We're not moving. And they're like, all right, thanks, man. But there's other people who are like, no, go ahead. It's like, I don't think you heard me. I'm not moving. So yes, we do that at the diner, and we do it in town, and we would do it in Percival. But when I go to the city, I'm all about just my head's on a swivel, and I am watching threats. And it's just things have changed, and it sucks. You can't go borrow sugar from your neighbor. We talked about it the other night when we were talking about coffee cake and Sara Lee coffee cake and Senka. We've just become such isolationists, and it's really our big problem. I think people have lost the skill set to have conversations, disagree, without becoming completely off their rockers. So something to think about.
It's like that Good Samaritan a few years ago. I think somebody was either choking in a restaurant or something happened where they needed to do CPR, and a Good Samaritan helped, and one of the ribs got broken in the process. And if CPR wouldn't have been done, that person would have died. They would have died, but because they lived and a rib was broken, a person sued the Good Samaritan for saving their life.
See, and this is when I visit you at home and with a baseball bat, and we finish the job. We get the other ribs too. That's ridiculous. It's just
It's absolutely
all right. We got to go. We got to move forward. Listen, folks.
Just FYI, it is against the law. You cannot. That it's not. Well, I don't know if it's against the law, but it doesn't. There's no merit for that. You're not allowed to sue somebody for injuring you. It's called the Good Samaritan law, I think. So if you help somebody and you hurt them or cause an injury, you cannot be sued for that later. Now.
Well, you should be, because they deserved it. All right, here we go.
Join WimKen.com, the social media platform built for free speech and true connection. No censorship, no algorithms controlling your feed, just genuine conversations and a commitment to protecting your rights. Sign up today at WimKen.com and take back your voice. Tell them Matt and the Dumb Show sent you.
See, Charity's a good person. She says, God has told us to love one another. If you don't shine your light, the darkness will overcome. Of course, it's risky. We're dealing with evil here. Yeah, but I can still shine my light. I just don't necessarily need to go ahead and make myself vulnerable. And that is a horrible thing to say. Like, it's not the way I was raised. It's not the way I am. You say God bless you when somebody sneezes. I don't even say that anymore. Because somebody, I don't celebrate God. Why don't you go ahead and keep your God to yourself? And you're just like, fuck, man. Okay, you know what? God damn you to hell. And I hope you burn in infinite. And you get a pineapple up your ass sideways from Satan every day. Is that what you want to hear? I mean, what do you want from me? I'm trying to give you a blessing, and you're being a twat waffle. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overreacting. I don't know. Moving on. Holy shit. 51 Bobby Richardson. Do, re, mi. I don't understand.
She's just singing.
Oh, she's singing.
Yeah, because, you know, I love the comments now that we can do them. They're great.
Fossil Latido. Okay. Canada. Thomas, here we are. I'm glad you're back. Mel. And my other Canadian. Sorry, what?
I was asking if Mel's on. I haven't seen her comment.
They're all on. Yep, okay, they're all on. So, Charlie Angus should be Charlie Anus. Do you guys remember Black Angus, the steak place?
Yes, and the sign in Denver.
So we were in Denver and we're driving by, and the G went out and said Black Anus, and we're like, I don't know, am I in the mood for that tonight? She's like, sure, why not? We can try. We can go continental. It'll be great. It's just okay. Oh, yeah. Stop it. This Canada wants to go. Like, this is a member of Parliament saying this about a president of the United States. Trust me when I say this. Wars have been started for less, and I think it's time to invade Canada. Like, no, seriously, I love all my northern brothers and sisters, my gay North Dakota, but you guys better be careful.
Our nation,
our beloved. Listen, this is serious shit. Like, this isn't good. If you want to piss off Trump and you want him to impose tariffs, keep this stuff up. Listen to this. God, this thing has not stopped. Where is it?
We are 25 away from 211,000.
Wow.
Almost 1,000 today?
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Here we go.
Canada is under threat. It is an economic threat, but it's also a threat to our values of decency and inclusion. It's a threat to our sovereignty and our very future as a nation. The threat comes, of course, from the President of the United States, a convicted felon and known predator. He's threatening massive tariffs to try and break us as a people. But the threat is also being driven by the hate algorithms of the oligarchs like Elon Musk. And there is the threat from people in our own country who would sell out our birthright to appease the gangster class from Mar-a-Lago. That is not going to happen. This
Holy.
Wow, he's a little angry.
Them are fighting words, Hasselhoff.
morning, we launched the Pledge for Canada. We have signatories from across the cultural and political spectrum. We are asking Canadians to join and sign on today. It's a plan of resistance supporting a vision of our nation and what it should be and what it is that will not be traded away by appeasement. And it's a pledge for ordinary Canadians.
Is Professor Trelawney on his left or something? I'm just trying to...
Canadians to hold their elected representatives to account, to defend our values that we hold dear.
Oh, that's what it's all about.
I've been honored to be part of this team. It started out as a small group, reaching out to other Canadian voices to try and find a way to come together in this age of Trump. And what we learned very quickly is that Canadians are proud and fiercely determined.
Yeah.
We love our country and we will stand up for it. And what we are calling for today is an all-of-Canada approach in dealing with Trump. It's about fighting to protect all of our regions and our jobs, our linguistic, cultural, and Indigenous rights. We will not give up our belief in inclusive democracy, equity, and human rights. We need to combat the foreign interference from both the public and private actors and the manipulations of the digital platforms and defend our people against the rule of the oligarchs. We must give priority at this time to protecting our environment, to maintain control of our water and staying focused on fighting the climate crisis. And it's becoming very clear that to build resiliency for Canada in this increasingly turbulent world,
I guarantee this guy pushed for male tampons. I guarantee it.
means actually lessening our dependency on our southern neighbor. To strengthen our collective tools and institutions to build the Canada that we want, not the world that Trump is trying to create. And that means reaching out to democratic allies around the world who are determined to protect democracy from the likes of Trump and Putin. And we cannot turn away our historic role of being a humanitarian friend for those suffering in this world. Our borders must continue to welcome and protect those seeking and deserving shelter in our lands. Okay, so what does a pledge mean?
Is he opening his borders? Like, is he becoming a sanctuary country? Like,
yeah, go for it. Take them all.
Yeah,
go take them all. Go for it.
So what does a pledge mean?
Well, today is the beginning of a grassroots resistance. We're asking people from across Canada to sign their names, to join us so we can start to build this movement. This is going to be the first stage of a much broader-based resistance to defend the values of our beloved country and to respect the sacrifices of Canadians who came before us and gave their all so that other nations might live in peace. We will not squander.
Thomas Austin says, so now I can post here again? When could you not, Thomas? What am I missing?
Their legacy. We are Canada, and our message to Donald Trump is we will not bend or break no matter what happens. We pledge to be there for Canada.
yeah, cool.
I say listen.
That's all I heard.
Okay, I'm going to go first on this one just because it's quick. I say we nuke Ontario. Just one nuke. Fuck it. Just one. Let's drop a nuke. I mean, we can give them early warning. They can evacuate and just be like, Donald Trump comes out and he's like, Ontario, we've decided to nuke you. You've got 72 hours to evacuate your city, or you will basically become 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit in a matter of a nanosecond. Just one nuke. And what's Canada going to do? Really? They're going to throw bottles of syrup at us? Just, let's send a message. Just a message. Don't fuck with America. You guys have been quiet for a long time. You should remain that way. You should be like the English, okay? We like to play with you once in a while. We like to hang out with you once in a while. But the English should be seen and not heard. Canadians, we love you. We allowed you to roll over on your protesters and stomp them with Canadian Mounties. We allowed you to confiscate more guns than I ever thought imaginable. Seize bank accounts, silence conservatives, bring diversity, equity, inclusion. We've left you alone. We didn't get involved. But for some reason, Canada is getting more and more froggy and wants to get involved in U.S. politics. And I'm here to say the gay North Dakota needs to shut the fuck up. Just not my people I love, not my Canadian listeners who I love, but the liberal, leftist, progressive, socialist douche plows. You're pushing it. We haven't tested a nuke in a long time, and we are willing. We've got to check our readiness levels, and Ontario might just be ripe for the picking. Amy, go ahead.
I agree with everything you're saying. Thank you, Matt.
The past two nights proves why you are a step above the rest. The dumb show is the only show. You're fucking right, Matt.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.
My boy. Thank you, Maddie. Yeah. Go ahead, Amy.
I agree with everything you said. I think the former president of Kenya was pretty awesome in saying today, why are people crying? In other countries, he's not your president. Why are you crying about the things that he is doing? It doesn't affect you. And I'm sorry if your government is so messed up that they're trying to oppose us. We are strong, and we finally have a strong leader again who's going to stand up and protect our people. What's best for us.
Yep. You go ahead and enjoy that pledge with 25% tariffs. Yep. Go. You go.
See, the truth about this is that they've been fucking us over for years. Okay, this is why NAFTA sucked and USMCA was put into place. But Canada, we understand that you guys have us by the balls with energy. We know this. And if that is the thing you want to hang your hat on and you want to go ahead and you want to continue to raking the United States over the coals, we defend your asses. What happens when we say, you know what, Canada? What if Trump goes out and goes, we just want to give an update on our global positioning in North America? If anyone invades Canada, the United States will not do anything. We're out. It'll take an act of Congress for us to assist. Right. We're like, it'll take an act of Congress. We don't know. Hey, just don't cross into U.S. territory. But if you guys need our airspace to go ahead and blow up Ontario or hit Quebec, you guys can do that. No problem. You guys want to go through Washington? You want to go through New York, Buffalo? We got you. Fly your MiGs right over. Just bomb the shit out of Canada. We'll be fine. Canada, I'm just going to say this. I love my Canadian people. I want you to become the 51st state. I want Canada to be there. Okay? We need something other than Colorado. We want to see state. We need it. We need you. Okay? But you need us more than we need you. Yeah, I'm sorry. You may not like to hear that. You may not want that to take place, but you are 1 inch from Russia literally giving you guys a proctological exam. And the only reason Russia has it is because of us, okay? And because of our purchase of Alaska. So if you guys want to play this game, fuck around and find out, Canada. We can't have enough enemies now with this new Trump. I mean, we're open. We've got a laundry list. We're making a list. We're checking it twice. We're going to find out who is naughty and nice. And you guys need to stop. Liv?
Well, just so you know, we hit 211,028 people ago. So it's already up to 28.
This thing it's not stopped moving.
It hasn't stopped.
Mel Lowe. Oh, shit. 25% tariff contribution for the gay North Dakota squatter fund. Mel, I love you. You guys are awesome. Liv, your thoughts on this? I mean, listen, all this is tongue in cheek. I don't want us to go to war with Canada. I like Canada. I want it to become the 51st state. I think it'd be awesome if we joined forces because then it would really make Russia's butthole pucker. But this is kind of ridiculous, right? I mean, they've got to realize what side their bread is buttered on.
Something tells me that dude is trying to be the new Justin Trudeau. That Justin has turned into a pussy and has stepped down. So now he's trying to be like, okay, I'm next in line. But yeah, I think it's completely stupid. But that's just me.
Do you really think this tariff's going to drop? Because I think it's midnight tonight.
If they don't shut the fuck up, no.
Yeah, don't piss off Trump. Go ahead, Amy.
Say, I think I don't know because I'm not Canadian. I don't live there. But from the optics that I've seen, I believe that they are going to push back hard on us because they think that they are better than us and they're stronger than us.
Our nation.
They've also been dealing with Biden for the last 4 years, and
Exactly.
I don't think they remember Trump from 4 years ago. And I think they think America's a pushover right now, and that they can bully us around. They don't know who they're messing with right now. Apparently,
I don't think Trump has any fucks to give. Like he's not going for re-election. I don't know if you've noticed this, but he's not running for re-election. He doesn't care.
Nope.
And
Right.
he's going to do whatever he wants. I mean, he just basically said that DEI was responsible for this crash. And folks, you need to understand something. The air traffic controller, there is a rumors that she was supposed to be terminated and fired, but wasn't because of her skin color.
Wow.
And
didn't hear
also
that.
was supposed to be, and the job. So there's rumors that there are several people involved in this accident, that one of the air traffic controllers is a male and he wasn't fired because it was a DEI hire. So we need to look into this. Okay.
I thought there was only one air traffic controller, and the one I heard
There's
on the
multiple supervisors and multiple people involved. What I'm
gotcha,
saying
because
is,
the one I heard on the comms last night from your videos was a male.
yeah,
So.
I'm not saying that specific person. What I'm saying is there's supervisors, there's people who are all involved there. But the guy who was involved, Peter Ducey asked about it today, was their job saved because they were a person of color or were supposed to be fired, but were not because they were protected by DEI and didn't want to go ahead and be responsible. I'll play the clip in a second.
Quick question
go
about
ahead.
that. I've seen a few videos. I don't know if it's real because I did not fact check it. So I'm asking you if that's the video about the air traffic controller, the CA, the crash, whatever, the crash alert.
Yeah.
Is that
What about
real? Is that a real video? Is that real? Where they're showing like the collision's going to happen? Is that truly a real video? I don't know.
I didn't see it. I didn't see that one.
Seen it a few times, so I don't know if it's real or not.
I didn't see it, but I can try to look it up. But the cats drive me crazy. I'm gonna kill her. She's right here now in front of my TV because mom won't let her up on the desk, and she's so pissed.
Here, I'm gonna send you the picture.
So here, I'll put this up. She's coming at you right
Oh
now.
my goodness. She's just sitting right in front of your monitor.
Because on the chair here, I've got a little tiny kids chair that I put my drinks and stuff on. And she usually goes up this, but this is what she's doing right now.
She's so pissed. She's just sitting there, just all puffed up right in front of Dad's monitor. So she can't see.
And
she's such a sneaker. And now she's right here. Yep, that's her just sitting there right in front of the monitor.
She's so funny. All right. So moving into next segment, we are officially in overtime, folks, and just got a couple things for us.
Is the hockey game on?
Yeah, overtime is essentially when we're all out of topics, but there are several different videos and stuff that we have. Plus, it's to hit our goal. We are $27 away. So we're in overtime right now. And whenever in overtime, it's kind of free conversation, a little bit sporadic.
Can I resend you that video I sent you on Monday that didn't get put on the show?
No. So here is a video I wanted to show you in regards to a 16-year-old breaking down in court after doing the following. I want to get the mom's opinions. This is insane. Watch this.
Sean Simpson came into Gaston County Court points, wiping away his tears as he stood before a judge. Just 16 years old, he's being charged with first-degree murder as an adult. That's as a result of a law change that went into effect in December, which allows teens his age to be charged as an adult in certain crimes. There was a realization that during this proceeding that the gravity was hitting him, a grand jury indictment that could come in the near future, and a moment that hit when a judge told him that.
Okay, well, you're supposed to play this. Okay, hold on. You really need to see the video at the same time, but of course, we're getting some.
Came into Gaston County Court at points, wiping away his tears as he stood before a judge.
Oh, my Lord. I hate you, Facebook or Twitter. Elon Musk, you oligarch, you. All right, here we go. Oh, Yeah, that's the next topic. So don't let me forget, because that's the Peter Ducey one I wanted to show
Simpson
you. Okay, here we go.
Gaston County Court at points wiping away his tears as he stood before a judge. Just 16 years old, he's being charged with first-degree murder as an adult. That's as a result of a law change that went into effect in December, which allows teens his age to be charged as an adult in certain crimes. There was a realization that during this proceeding that the gravity was hitting him, a grand jury indictment that could come in the near future, and a moment that hit when a judge told him that he would not be seeing freedom anytime soon.
Court may impose a hold without bond. Court finds sufficient allegations to support the charges. Considering the relevant factors, the charges, he is ordered held without bond.
This moment is tough to watch, but it was something that Zaquavius Dawkins' family says they needed to be here for. Simpson accused of killing Dawkins Sunday.
Sequadius. I can tell you the first problem. First problem, your child's name's Sequadius.
On Chester Street, Simpson also accused with attempted first-degree murder involving another victim. Dawkins' family says he was going to get medical supplies for his mother when he was killed. After Wednesday's court appearance, things were still raw for Dawkins' family.
It's affected everybody, even the neighborhood.
Who wants to go first?
I will. This kid is not even a good actor, so I don't know who's reporting on this and sympathizing with this alleged child. He looks like a freaking man. I don't know this particular case, but if you take someone's child for them, you absolutely deserve to be tried to the fullest extent of the law. And I don't care how old you are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If you know that you purposely take someone's life, you should be charged accordingly. I have no tolerance for it. Sorry.
Yeah,
Not sorry, actually. I don't like this guy.
I think prison, first of all, that was not I was laughing when I watched it. He's like, this must be hard for you. No, not really. I'm laughing my ass off. Second is, why not the death penalty?
Right. Yeah, you take a child's life, you should die.
That's it.
I mean, if it's deliberate. I mean, if accidents do happen, that's horrible as well. But if you deliberately take a child's life, I'm sorry. If you hurt a child, you should die. 100%.
Okay. So we know where Amy stands. Very Catholic of you. So she's like, Spanish Inquisition, tear out their fingernails. It's perfect. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Eye for an eye, man. I'm sorry. I don't care. Go ahead, Livy.
Curious as to where this kid lives, which city, but I don't know where Gaston County is. But this right here is proof.
Yeah, from Mississippi, Florida.
Yeah, this right here is proof of our children growing up in an age where they see criminals walking free. And every day they see criminals, they see these illegal immigrants, they see these people that are shooting people, killing people, robbing banks, hijacking. I mean, doing all this, hijacking cars, doing all this stuff, and they're being let out. No bond, cashless bond. Letting out, and they're doing it again, and they're getting out again. And that is proof right there that I guarantee he thought he was going to get away with it and he was going to get out on bond. And I guarantee he was going to run if he got out. But that right there, it's proof. And you know what? There are consequences. And I'm just wondering where that kid's family is. I guarantee his father's not in the picture, but where's his mom? Did she not teach him anything? Or was she complete absent? Or
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have any sympathy for him because you purposely, it was first degree murder, which means you purposely took that life.
That's right. It was premeditated. That's it. Yeah, it's who cares? I don't care. The victim, man, woman, child. That's it. And it's in North Carolina, I think. Gaston.
You know, I know somebody. I grew up with somebody at the age of 13. He shot somebody and he was tried as an adult. So,
this story was all over the place. This was on what was it? Like the big ABC News Nightline, ABC Nightline or Dateline did this story.
Yeah, it was, well, to be honest, I think it was justified, but that's just me because I knew him and I grew up with him. But him and his older brother were severely beaten physically, mentally, emotionally by their dad because grandpa beat the dad growing up. And I knew all the families really well. And he got sick of it one day. And he decided when he woke up for school, his dad was passed out and on the couch, took his dad's gun, shot him 7 times in the face, stole the car, went to the mall, parked in the mall parking lot and called the police.
7 times a bit excessive. Just
7
saying.
times, but I think it's the fact. I think it's the
9
fact that the
times.
mom abandoned him and the older brother when they were kids because she couldn't handle the abuse, so she left and abandoned them to get. I think 13 years of abuse was enough in his mind.
Fucking Montana. Might as well be Canada.
So yeah, that's another whole long story. But yeah, we were 2 hours south of the Canadian border.
I told you it's almost the gay North Dakota. Anyone else have anything on this topic? As we're going to move to Peter Ducey with Miss Levitt, and watch the press secretary. No, okay, let's get to that. Let's get to that right now. Here's the video. This is what we were talking about earlier. Listen to this.
Was the air traffic controller in the DCA tower on Wednesday night hired or not fired at some point because of his...
Wait. What's Gerald saying? Hold on. Where's he at? Where's Gerald? Wait. Hold on. Where's Jerry?
It looks like I was tagged.
Well, I'm putting it in there. Dumb Americans here. The province of Ontario is approximately 450,598 square miles in size, while the state of Texas is approximately 265,000. Holy Mr. Wikipedia. Therefore, Ontario is larger than Texas in terms of land. Do you still think one nuke will blow up Ontario? What is wrong with that? We have crooks in office, just like you. Trudeau will be out as soon. Gerald, here, Gerald. You and I are going to just... Gerald.
Have you heard of sarcasm?
It's okay. I don't need my wife to defend me. Thanks. Gerald? It's a fucking joke. I'm sure you guys have humor up there in Canada, eh? You haven't like outlawed like humor, eh? I mean, you are the people of strange brew. We don't want to nuke Canada, man, but you're kind of leaving us no choice. So although we don't want to blow up Ontario, and no, we don't think one nuke will, but with fallout, there's a good chance we'll take out probably about a good 15 to 16% of your population. And if one nuke won't do it, well, then we're more than open and acquiesce to your request to send a few more. So keep talking shit and fuck around and find out. That's all I'm saying, buddy. All right? Lighten up, dude. It's a fucking joke. God.
Oh.
Here's the video.
That investigation is ongoing. And so when we have updates on the exact individuals who were involved.
Leave Gerald alone. He didn't do anything wrong. He probably walked into this podcast. He's like, why the hell are these guys threatening to Canada? It's fine. Let him stick around. He's good. He can say whatever he wants. Let's not attack people. I was just kidding with him back. I love my people in Canada. Truly.
In the collision, including the air traffic controller, also the pilots of the helicopter and others. We will confirm those. I don't want to confirm names from this podium today. We're not in a position to do that. But I will say the president has still rightfully pointed out that there has been problems with the aviation industry over the past several years. And this started under Barack Obama in 2014.
And when the was the air traffic controller in the DCA tower on Wednesday night hired or not fired at some point because of his or her race?
That investigation is ongoing. And so when we
That's a big old official yes.
Man, all I can think of is just like KGP trying to fumble with her notebook answering these questions.
Right. She'd be like, Peter, that was a very racist comment, and I don't appreciate you trying to make this a political situation. Listen, I left Apple. I left corporate America because of DEI policy. I got just sick and tired of having to take white fragility training, okay, toxic masculinity training, unconscious bias training. And I got sick and tired of just being told that I was the problem in America. I have had 30,000 employees under my stead throughout my career. And I will tell you, most people will say a few words. They'll say, that guy's a fucking asshole, pardon my French, or he's the best boss I ever had. And even though I didn't know it at the time, he taught me more about this business than anyone else. I get more of those, even by the people who called me an a-hole. I was strict.
Oh, you did?
I was tough on people. I demanded perfection, so they reached excellence. And I will not apologize for it. I don't care what your skin color is. I hired 126 people in Bakersfield, California, and I had every walk of life and every religion and every color, and it represented the demographic of Bakersfield because I think that's important. But I only hired the people who were the most qualified. And just because you went ahead and sat down when you peed, or because you went ahead and prayed to a certain god, or you were a certain pigmentation, I didn't give a crap. I was told at one point that I couldn't hire white people. You can't hire any more white people. What? Isn't that racist?
Yes.
I didn't receive promotions because I was white. I had the #1 customer service score in the world in Bakersfield, California, one of the highest crime rates in the United States. I had the #1 employee satisfaction in the world. I beat New York. I beat California. I beat London. I beat India.
You beat China.
I beat China. I beat Turkey. We were #1 for 5 years running. I have all the awards. Olivia will tell you. We got sent out for awards when I went to Comcast because we did the same thing there. I got offered China. Xinjiang. It's going to be the first billion-dollar Apple store. And I don't even know if you know how much money that was. Because when you went to Xinjiang, China, you spent 1 year there, you came back with $5 million. They paid for your house in there. They paid for your house back in the States. And they also gave you Apple stock. And when I say they gave you Apple stock, it was in the millions to fulfill the contract. I didn't go. I already been to China. I had no desire to move my family to China.
Ethan was a newborn.
That was the kiss of death. My career was over.
Even though we just had a newborn baby, and we decided as a family that we didn't feel it was good to take the children over there with such a small child. But
so I am not a big fan.
Obviously, because Ethan doesn't speak Mandarin. Obviously, you regret it now because Ethan doesn't speak Mandarin fluently.
Thank you, Bobby. Smiley face.
There was a smiley face on the comment, but unfortunately, you can't put any type. You can only put letters and numbers. You cannot put any type of special character in the comments, or
Bobby,
it doesn't take it.
Thank you so much. I'll fix that so we can. But my point is this: I'm not a fan of DEI. I spoke out against doing those horrible things by not hiring people because they were black, or not promoting people because they were black or lesbian or gay. And I am now 100% against people not hiring white people because they don't fit a certain demographic. I left corporate America. I abandoned it and gave up a career, a very lucrative career. It didn't matter where I went in retail. My employees, some of them are watching the show. They will tell you I was successful wherever I went. I made good money, and I was always taking care of it. And I got to push the envelope. I would do shit and say shit that HR would be like, oh my God. But I always was able to back it up with fact. I was very tough.
Okay, good.
I have no desire to go back to corporate world. Amy, do you have anything else to say on this?
Totally agree. I am so worried for my white son to grow up in this world, and I'm grateful that things are starting to change, and I hope they continue to go on this path and that he can live a normal life as a contributing member of society, assuming he will be. I worry for him, and I want the best future for him and my daughter too, but I feel like it's going to be more of a struggle for him than for her.
If he asks for forgiveness for his whiteness, I'm sure he'll be fine. So
we got confession tomorrow.
Thank God Donald Trump is here. Liv, did you have something? Otherwise, I have a quick video so we can get out of here.
No, let's play the video.
All right. I have worked in the construction industry. It's one of the last things I did in my official corporate career as a vice president of sales and marketing for Valor Home. And I've been offered very lucrative positions to go and run the marketing department for several big contractors out here. New Look, Martin, a lot. And those are $500,000 jobs, and I won't fucking do it because the construction industry is the most corrupt, dirty, underhanded, shill-based job ever. You're getting stolen and ripped off, all of you. A roof for $50,000? No, sorry. I am not a fan of GCs and roofers. I am sorry. I'm not. Their margin is ridiculous. And I'm talking like 60, 70% of what they do. Now, it's gone down a little bit since COVID, but I've done the numbers, folks. I've done the competitive analysis. Amy might disagree with me. I'm willing to fight her on this, but I would trust a person in a truck with no labels on it than I would the big top 25 contracting roofing companies in America. Okay? Just saying. All right. Amy might disagree with me. So, Amy, go ahead and say.
No, I don't think I do. I work with tons of builders. I work with tons of new construction. I work with tons of local. We work with several construction companies that like do a lot of remodeling for us. There's only a couple we work with. We will drop you like a bad habit if you. I'm sorry. I just found out I'm on in the freaking family room. My family's here, so
Are they listening to this?
Allegedly. I was like, oh, my son just came in. He goes, we got you on the big screen in the family room. I was like, oh gosh. Okay.
Did you guys hear about Amy's OnlyFans account? It's amazing. It's called onlyfans.com/theCatholicMilf. It's fantastic.
There's
Go there.
pics on there too.
Go there now. Make sure you guys got a 16:9 screen. You're gonna need it. You can't fit a 4:3. Okay. Go ahead, Amy.
Sure, right.
It's not true. She is pure as driven snow. We all know it.
No, my parents are not. They're not naive or stupid. But I do not have an OnlyFans. I do not have one. So you can
I don't
look me
either.
up.
So don't ask.
Look me up. Fine. Try to. Anyway, I don't disagree with you. We work with certain companies. We have loyalty to certain people. We got screwed over by a couple people in the past couple of years, and we let you have one chance. You screw us over once, and you are done. Because there's so many people who take advantage, and we are constantly helping people to renovate their homes before or after they buy. And so, building a new home, we are really immersed in this. I trust a few builders that are larger, and most of them are local. There's like one or two that are not super local that I trust too. But I don't trust them. I think they're money grabs.
Sherry, we're just messing around.
Yeah.
Sherry.
They probably don't even know what an OnlyFans account is.
Sherry,
my children aren't watching. My son said it was on in the family room. They're in another room playing games with my mother, apparently.
Yeah,
So,
Sherry, please. Just we love our children and we're not trying to destroy them. Wait, her kids are watching. Here's the video that brought this all up, and then I want everybody's opinion, and then we're going to get the hell out of here because it's time to go. When we start bringing up OnlyFans, it's time. Listen to this.
This is an update on the ICE raids from the perspective of a general contractor. I just had a roofer completely cancel on my job because he is picking up the pieces from all of his other job sites that got raided, and the crews are just gone. So I'm in Fort Lauderdale, and this is a roofer that I've been working with for years. It's a sub, it's labor, and I'm providing materials and working under my roofing license with my supervision. So it's how many of the roofers do it down here. And we were figuring out the final details, and I'm like, hey man, let's get that final number together. And I was kind of trying to figure out because he hadn't sent me the final price yet. And I'm like, what's going on, dude? And he finally wrote me just now, and he said, I have to walk from this job. I cannot physically complete it because I am personally working on a number of roofs that the crews are just gone. So how is this helping us?
Tell us you hire illegal criminals without telling us you hire illegal criminals.
Maybe hire American citizens.
Yeah, veterans need jobs, dude. Maybe you should pay them a wage that's actually decent, and maybe we can stop all this. Hell, I'll pay. I know there's people who pick fruit. Why don't you just go ahead and pay them more than $6 an hour? Amy, Liv, somebody.
This I saw a great video today. Sort of in the same arena here. It was a man who was also a contractor who said, I don't want to lose my best worker. And so it was funny. It was obviously tongue in cheek, but they were doing a gay marriage ceremony so that his favorite employee could say. I thought that was like really funny.
It's funny.
Anyways, I don't know what to tell y'all. We all should have known this was coming. I mean, it was promised by Trump. So I think you had a few months to get your house in order. From November to January. You could have started getting people who could be gainfully employed legally in our country. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry.
It's not like Trump played this close to his vest. He told you what he was going to do. Why are you guys all shocked? Libby?
You should have hired people that were legally in this country and citizens and can work here, because, now you're going to bitch that your money isn't as good, that you're not making as much money. Yeah, it's because you actually have to pay a real wage now. You actually have to go by the rules of either minimum wage, or you're going to have to be competitive on what you pay. Or actually, you may actually have to get out there and get off your fat ass and do something.
Heaven forbid, right?
Heaven forbid you actually have to work in the industry that you work in. But I don't have any love for the construction company either.
No, it's okay. We're not going to bash Valor when we're on the phone. They already they're already overpriced, and people know. That's why their business model sucks, is because people don't come back.
Can I chime in one more thing too? Sorry.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I want to state this for the record, but I just, because I am against this, everyone that we work with is here legally. I will just say that across the board. And
yeah, I'll be honest with you folks.
They're all born here anyway.
I've worked for a singular construction company, and every single roofer was illegal. Or,
wow.
I'm going to be very, very clear, or an immigrant.
Pretty sure. I couldn't talk to any of them when I was out there on the jobs.
And the thing that I would get is, you're supposed to be a veteran-based company. Why are all your roofers not veterans? Well, I also want to defend is that veterans don't apply for those jobs because they don't make any money.
Yeah.
And if you're going to sit here and charge somebody $45,000 for a roof, for a 30, 40 square roof, that's fine. You should pay your people. And I believe construction, what they do is they come in and they overvalue these jobs and they drop it. Then they drop it and they drop it and thinks you're getting a deal. You're not getting a deal. I will tell you, it is a shady business. I'm not a big fan of it. And good. If you're hiring illegals, I don't care where you are. If you're a restaurant business, a local business, if you're hiring illegals over Americans, you should be fined, and it should hurt. So either you pay that in fines, or you actually give Americans a good wage. And I'm not saying you have to give them everything, but if you're a roofing contractor, I know what you make. Give me a break. Is there somebody over there that I need to see? Is there Fiona over there?
She's dying. She wants to see herself on TV, so she was wondering if she could say something to the microphone.
Yay!
Run.
There you go, kid. We saw you.
Tell her she's on every night now.
She's on every night.
We watch it like every night. I'm like, oh, it's 7:00. We got to tune in at least for the beginning of the show to see you, boo. She's cracking me up.
Matt Howard says, damn, Olivia rejected request. Rejected what request?
Oh, okay. It's a joke. You two have an OnlyFans account, and I didn't fess up to having one, so that's what the joke is. It's since Rumble froze and went dead, all the chat came over to YouTube, and this is kind of what the chat is on Rumble.
I've always said that you should do a feet, don't show your face OnlyFans account, and we would make a shit ton of money. Like, but
we already have a few people who said they'd pay for it.
That's why I was making that joke. All right, everybody, listen. Thanks for watching the Donut Friendly Show. If you have not had a chance, we had some people who bought some coffee. Guys, shipping prices have gone up, but I promise you this: the shipping is going to make up for the quality of coffee. The coffee we sell is excellent, and people do not go overboard with your scoops because it is very, very good, very strong coffee. I wish I could charge a little less for shipping, but unfortunately it's expensive. That's why I recommend you buy a couple bags versus just one, because you can save some money on shipping at that point and reach the cap on shipping. But if shipping's costing too much, let me know. I don't have a problem bringing it down a little bit. This thing's still going off. Where are we at now, Liv?
211,182.
It's just going off. Anyway, thanks for watching the Donut Friendly Show. If you have not had a chance, go to thedumbshow.com and get some cool hats. You get some shirts. It's Red Friday. Don't forget. And remember, it is Red Friday. Remember, everyone deployed. You can get a Constitution copy, which we use on the show all the time. Leroy and I use it, and also we use it with the ladies. And it's 144 pages. It's available on thedumbshow.com. I don't have anything else. I want you to have a happy weekend. I want you to unplug, get away from the news for a while, get away from the confirmations, get away from plane crashes. Don't fly anywhere, for God's sakes, and just have a good weekend. Amy, give everyone a quick message, and then Olivia, and then we'll pop smoke.
I just want to thank everyone so much for meeting our goal tonight. That was like just very generous of everyone. So we really appreciate the donations, and it's good to be on, and it's good to see everybody. It's been a long week for my family, and we do have confession tomorrow morning. That's my daughter's first confession, so it's an exciting day. So yeah, that's it.
Is it as good as Chief's Mess coffee? Much better than Chief's Mess coffee. Most coffee that's actually purchased by the United States Navy is from Coca-Cola. I don't know if you know that, but Coca-Cola produces the coffee for McDonald's, all the Las Vegas hotels, the United States Navy. Yeah, Coca-Cola does a lot of business. And there's nothing like Chief Mess coffee, but I think this is better. Liv?
Loretta just asked, did Biden and son just leave the country? I'm just wondering.
Loretta,
I'm just curious.
come on.
They're probably going on vacation.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Where's this news coming from?
I don't know.
I'm coming.
No, I don't have anything. All right, folks, we got to go. Thank you for the Amy. Get out of here. Go.
Yes,
Bye. See ya.
thank you.
See Thank you.
Bye, Ames.
Love you, Ames. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for taking care of us. Hopefully, you guys have seen the new the block segments and you like it. Liv, I don't know about you. What did you think? It kept things moving a little bit. So
yeah, it honestly seemed normal to me. I don't know.
Did you just say honestly?
I said honestly.
I think we should play the tape back, Pat.
But even though you didn't play my video.
What is your stupid video?
No, we'll do it later because it's a 5-minute video. It's got to be a whole segment.
We're going to do it Monday?
Yes.
All right, we will do it Monday. I forgot about it, just to be honest with you. I'm completely spaced it. But thank you guys for watching the Don't Unfriend Me Show. We appreciate you. We'll be back when, Liv? Tell them when we're coming back.
Monday night at 7 o'clock Eastern with Amy for the first show in February.
Yep, and I talked to Damani today. He finally answered me from saying Merry Christmas. So thanks, D. Appreciate it. He was probably celebrating Kwanzaa, and he I hope don't hate me. And he wants to get back on here, so we should have Damani on shortly, folks. Thanks for everything you do. Thanks for taking care of us. Thank you for hitting our donation, and we love you all. Appreciate you. We'll see you guys on Monday night. God bless. Take care of each other. See ya later.
Night, y'all.
Good night.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.